You ever thought about doing Twitter Spaces with people for more engagement and talks for TOG? I actually haven't. I forgot that's a thing. Actually, I genuinely forgot you
Yeah.
can do that. I've actually been in a few spaces when it first came out. I forgot about that. I mean, that's an idea, I guess. Um,
Honestly, truth be told, I am like, even, okay, so I'm so far divorced from so much social media and stuff,
mhm.
but it's not like because I'm an old man or anything. Literally, when I was in high school, I would like not even have social media and stuff.
Mhm. By the way, everybody, I'm at my girl's house. I forgot my camera, so I don't have a camera. So just enjoy the graphic and the gifs. So like,
Yeah, this
I,
is just
I did the best I
podcast
could.
day.
Yeah. So all right. So what are you guys saying? Right now the first two seasons of Kubera are only 41.6 of all of the chapters, not counting the side stories. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
No, that kind of makes sense to me, but because season three is way longer than both, but I didn't realize it was that much longer. That kind of
I've
reminds
had a
me of
lot
when
of people.
Dressrosa was like 10% or 12% of One Piece at one point because of
Yeah,
like
that's
it was
insane.
like 100. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I have had people telling me basically like, ah, season three, it's one of those shift ups where it or shifts where it feels like kind of just a different series. Like it's obviously the same series, but things are very different for season three than for the first two, where the first two were kind of
Mhm.
like this self-contained progress.
Okay, I think season three took the biggest kind of like how kind of like they say like with Dragon Ball when it got to Z
Yeah,
they got more sharper like the rounder edges when it got sharper
yeah.
got more.
Honestly,
It's there's a bit of that, but I would argue that she's done such a great Kurigam done such a great job from like a foundational standpoint that anything that she adds where it really started. Like it always comes full circle. Like I remember this in season two, this in season one, and now in season three came to fruition.
yeah. I over the weekend I was talking about it with everybody on Discord and stuff. I started watching a bunch of 80s anime, so I actually started watching the OG Dragon Ball, going back
Nice.
through it, and I Toriyama did not think of the stuff happening in DBZ back here. It is such a different series with OG Dragon Ball compared to DBZ.
Which is always hilarious to me. Cause
Yeah, it is like
Goku was
completely
not an
different.
alien originally. Like that
Yeah.
was not a thing.
Yeah, like
It's
this was not like none of the alien stuff. This was not planned the way it ended up turning out.
yeah. So but the way I see it, season one and two for Kubera are like what season one is for TOG, like a prologue. I kind of feel that. And
That
like
kind of makes sense.
I don't know if you know this, but I think I was told that originally she just wanted to write. Like drawing wasn't really her forte. She really wanted to make more like a web series or like a novel, web novel. I'm not sure. Which I
Yeah, I
could
think
see.
she might have said something like that in the blog post because the way I've been doing it for my videos is
Hmm.
I read the chapter and then I read the blog post each week or for each chapter.
Same.
So I've gotten the blog post info.
Oh, and
Also,
also,
for anybody in chat, I
yep.
will be looking at chat, so don't like
Yeah, don't
do
talk.
crazy spoilers or anything. I'm not like the type of person, I'm not going to get super pissy over spoilers or anything like that. But at the same time, there are probably people who would be disappointed if I got spoiled on anything. So, like, again, just nothing crazy or anything like that. Don't like really spoil me, obviously.
Better than me because you could make me lose interest in something if I know it's gonna happen. Sometime, well, depends really, but
It depends. If I know what's going to happen and it's like lame, or if it's like too big to where
mhm.
it's going to change the entire way that I read it, then it might be an issue, but
Mhm.
you know,
Okay. He
I'm
said,
usually just not that angry over stuff like that.
okay, okay. What did Lizard send me? He said, what? Check the force. Chat real quick. Nothing to do with Kubera. Okay. Well, that being said, we could start getting into the conversation. And the first thing I'm going to ask you is what I usually always ask anybody. And what I asked you the first time we did this, which was kind of like, what are your general thoughts on season two of Kubera? Like, highlight whatever stood out to you, or feel free to kind of just speed run events. Like, just kind of generalize, like, how do you feel about it overall? Good, bad, in the middle? Like, yeah.
Got you. I would say that season two is so long and there's so many different stages to it that it depends on where we're at. But generalizing overall, I think early season two, from the start until kind of when they're leaving, again, got to remember all the names and everything, when they're leaving Calibloom,
Hmm.
all of that stuff I think is like S tier, some of the like coolest stuff ever. The way that we just spent all of this time almost all in this one city. Huge things were happening on a worldwide scale, but we were still focused in on the city. And just the main four characters there, their interactions with each other, all the weaving of the mystery and stuff like that, and the different interactions they had, the things everybody was hiding from each other, the depth of all of the characters, and just having them be there for like 100 chapters or so, talking to each other most of the
Hmm.
time. I was like locked in. And I know that you're probably going to disagree with me bringing up Hunter x Hunter, but
Oh
one
boy.
of the things for me with Hunter x Hunter is there were times when one of the things I would praise it for, at least I'd say especially the 2011 anime, is there'd be an episode where the entire episode is just a conversation between two characters, but I'm locked in. Like, that to me is early season two Kubera, where we would have 3 chapters in a row of just characters talking, and I'm like locked in. Like, I think it's so good. The depth of the characters was incredible. But then getting out of Calibloom, the mystery and the trial and the murder mystery and all that started out, I think, really good.
Hmm.
But then it got to a point for me where we get into the final climax and the final battle and everything. And I don't know if it's fully just the way I read it, doing videos every week and stuff, and being like, okay, I got to push for this video. But honestly, late season two kind of lost me where I
Okay, we'll try
okay,
to.
I don't know where I was at and all of that when you got out.
I'm sorry. He said the last thing I heard
No,
was Haku saying, honestly, late season two kind of lost me. That's the last thing they heard.
wow. So I went on the whole thing about season two, and then I stopped talking, and then there was this long, awkward silence, and I was like, damn. After this long, awkward silence, I was like, I don't know what to say right now. So then I checked everything, and I was like, oh shit, did my internet cut out or whatever? But okay, if it wasn't my fault, yeah, I said late season two kind of lost me, and I think that's around where I stopped. Really, I was glazing early season two,
Hmm.
and then late season two. Um, I'm trying to get back into what I was thinking. It kind of lost me. I didn't say any of this. I think I really kind of stopped there, but a lot of the characters I really, really loved in early season two. And then in late season two, so many of the reveals and so many of the extra things we learned about the characters, I was like, okay, well, I feel like coming out of the end of season two, I feel like I like a lot of the characters less than I did 80 chapters ago.
Oh, wow.
I feel I feel like a lot of them have lost me a bit, and I don't know why I'm comparing so many things lately to Attack on Titan, but to use that as an example, I've grown on the reveals we've got there some, but when we first got those reveals in Attack on Titan, I was like, the mystery, the build up was more fun than the answers we got in the end. And for Kubera, I kind of feel sort of the same way where I'm like all of the way that the mystery was built up, the characters being shady, all of this stuff I think was really, really, really well done. And then the answers we got at the end, I'm like, I think the mystery was more fun than the answers.
I get what you mean from the standpoint of sometimes like what they were building up didn't kind of deliver the same way you thought it would in terms of like okay the payoff's not there. I don't know that I think that's the case for me of course, but
You saw
I
your
do think
voices.
Oh, okay.
all right guys final attempt. If it doesn't go right, me and him will record it offline and I will post it on what's today, Monday. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Post it tomorrow.
That works.
Yeah, so I'll post it tomorrow if it doesn't work. I'm sorry guys. I don't know what's going on. I'm not savvy enough from a technological standpoint to figure it out. So
It's fine. It's fine.
hmm
What were you saying though? I forget what I said. You were responding to me, and then you just went all robot
I think
voice.
I was saying because I might know more in season 3, and even though there are some things that like for you probably didn't come full circle or maybe wasn't satisfying, where I'm like I know more about it. I'm not looking at it the same because I'm further. I have
I
more
got you.
information. Um, but I remember ending season 2 being extremely like wow. I know like I was so mad at Lorraine.
Oh,
like
at the
I
end?
yeah I
Yeah,
was
I get that.
so like emotionally I was so invested in many things, but like I could see like especially like oh the stuff with Asha because Asha was a character that I was really trying to wrap my head around for so long for the first 2 seasons. Like, what is up with you? What is going on? And like, my don't trust her radar was up, but like I didn't know what to do with it because I flip flopped a lot on
Right.
her. I've always liked Asha as a character, and I still do. She's actually one of my favorites. But in terms of like, are you with us? Are you not with us? Like, she was very hard to read for me. So Lorraine hate was justified. Am I gonna have to pull up to learn
I get it.
these voice acting?
Lorraine
Maybe.
did basically
hmm
what happened with Morna toward the end of like the mid-season finale basically of season 2, where we had this big character arc with, again, me just glazing early season 2. We had this big character arc with Gandharva. What's he going to do? And then Morna just comes in and fucks everything up. We had the same sort of thing where we're finally getting Asha toward the end of her plan, and it's like, Lorraine, you couldn't wait 5 minutes.
Because that like
I think
yeah. Go ahead.
so. I am really glad in chat though that, again, just going by username. Sorry if I don't recognize everybody's names across multiple things, but Obama agreeing with me with the Rana slander. I feel like that was my most controversial stuff in season 2 was how much I was slandering Rana, and I'm glad that somebody agrees with me.
What's your beef? Just out of curiosity.
My my beef with Rana was, so she shows up and we are at this like world-ending calamity battle and everything, and she's getting pissy at Ron over the romance stuff and getting jealous over Lee's and him just being nice to Lee's. It wasn't like her catching him doing anything romantic with Lee's. Lee's and
Mm,
Ron's relationship wasn't presented to us as viewers as romantic in any way. Of what Rana could see and what she talked about with each of them, Ron was like, yeah, there's nothing romantic there. I'm just being nice to her because she has had it rough. Like, Lisa's had it really rough. Lise is like, yeah, I don't have any romantic feelings toward Ron. And then Rana is still just getting petty and jealous at a really dangerous time over some really basic shit.
I I I understand that. That's similar to I don't remember her name for some reason. For some I don't know why it's not coming to me, but I remember when they used her in the Invincible cartoon, people were really mad at her. Like Mark is like a superhero trying to like save lives, and you're over here tripping over like you didn't bring me milk, like like he's risking his
Yeah.
life every. You know what I mean? So it's just like one of those ones where like this is at the time, and it's not even what you think. Like he has no attraction to Lee's. Sorry, hold on. Naya, if you have time, you should go to like two of his videos where he reads those seasons, check them out, and comments. It's fun. I'll do it. I'll do it. I need something to while I'm editing in the background. Um, and I've been meaning to get to the Kubera videos. I just haven't watched a lot of YouTube in general lately. Like just not at all. Like I just haven't watched anything for real. Um,
I think there is one thing that, like, not even on purpose, won me back over on Rana though.
mm-hmm.
That that was killing me was, so right after the stuff happens and Asha turns on them, Lorraine gets Hoti Indred or whatever it was, and all of that. There's this line where they revive her, she's alive and everything, and Ron says something, and Ron is like, "Please, Ron, Lorraine's the most shocked of us all right now," talking about Asha's betrayal. But I was like, Rana, too soon, too soon. She just literally got electrocuted. I was dying because of that wording.
That's funny. That's actually
I was like,
hilarious.
yes, she quite literally is the most shocked of us right
Yes.
now. I was losing it.
Glam said, in all seriousness, what Rana knows isn't what Ran knows, and she's doing that because in a moment of great conflict, she's expecting Ram to finally address the elephant in the room between the two of them, because otherwise they're effing dead without saying anything. I kind of get that part. That part I can kind of get, where it's like, what if I don't? What if you don't see me tomorrow? What if I don't see you tomorrow? Can we at least address that we have feelings for each other and this is real? Something. Like I get that part, but you're just time and a place. Like,
Yeah, that and I think it would have been better without all of the
mm,
like petty jealous stuff over Lee's.
mm,
And like people in my comments the whole time were arguing were like, "Oh, what if somebody you liked was buying something for another man?" And it's like if the other man in question was like much younger and like a poor orphan who literally just lost everything and they were buying them like a pair of clothes, like that's just a kind thing to do for somebody. I would think that was a good thing if
it's
somebody I liked was like, "Hey, there's this kid who literally just lost everything. I'm gonna buy him a pair of clothes and a meal." It's like, yeah, that's a good thing to do.
and like, what if that person that you like has friends, birthdays and stuff? Like, it's not that
Right.
weird. Like, that's like
Yeah,
interneting. It's not that weird. Like,
Rana was getting so jealous over that, and I'm like, Lee's literally lost everything, and the stuff that Ron did for her isn't like crazy. It's not romantic. Like, Ron was just basically helping provide for somebody who
uh,
has like nothing.
being a good friend.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, buying shoes for orphans is a good sign, not a red flag. Exactly, but I
exactly.
listen. I know how they think sometimes, so I get it. But it's just that is funny to me because I agree with what you were saying. But I was not a Rana hater though. I ultimately like Rana and always have liked her, but I get that. That makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense to me.
So I was on a Rana hater arc there, and
Hmm.
then I think I turned it around because of the line where
The
Lorraine's the most
shocking
shocked
thing
of
from
all
all
of
of
us.
us.
And and then there was something else she said toward the end of the season two that was just like, at least the way it was worded was just so blunt, and I was like, it might have been something like when they're out, like at the ruins down at the bottom where all the rubble and everybody's getting killed. She might have said something else that, like, at least the way it was worded came off as really insensitive. And I was like, that's not like a purposeful character thing for Rana, but it is really
Yeah,
funny.
it is. It is. Glam said, speaking from experience, people will assume romance even in a platonic setting off of just vibes. Literally had that happen to me last week, and it wasn't the first time. It does happen. It does. Yeah, a shocking turn of events. Oh man. So in comparison to the first season, what I want to ask you is kind of like I'm not necessarily asking if you think it's better or worse, but let me know. But would you just say that season one was a great foundational piece for season two to build upon more than anything, or do
Yeah,
you genuinely think like season two is a step up in everything from the first season? And do you think season two could exist as it is without all the preparation from the first one? Essentially, that's what I'm asking.
I do think it's a step up. Even though I was critical of late season two, I do think it was a step up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, again, early season two, I feel like took all of the stuff from season one and just made it better. Because season one, they were on this journey for most of the time, but the big stuff was all of the character interactions,
Mm-hmm.
and the character interactions were like really really good in season one, and season two kind of just centralized everything and everyone and all that was going on at Calibloom for the first like 100 chapters,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just crushing it with those character interactions, with how deep all of the individual characters were, and even the characters that weren't that deep, even the ones that didn't get that much time. I still like them. Like Huda, I think is still one of my favorites. I think Huda doesn't get like a lot of serious development, but Huda's just fun
Funny,
and
fun,
funny.
yeah.
So like even the ones that didn't get a lot of time I thought were great, but again, the main quartet were like some of the most developed characters I've seen in like anything, the like main traveling group that we spent most of our time with. And then you get into the Gantharva and God, what was her name? Teo?
Tio.
Teo Rakan?
Yep.
We get into the Gantharva and Teo stuff, and Gantharva and Teo were really, really well written, where Teo was smart, but still kind and not just like immediately jumping on things. Meanwhile, Gantharva had to face this really tough choice of, do I give up on going to save my daughter, which is what I've been fighting for this entire time, or like, do I kill a person, and not just any person, but a person that's really similar to me, even though they're just a human? Even though they're just a human, Teo's struggles are so similar to Gandharva's, and Gandharva can see himself so much in Teo that it's like, do I murder this person for a chance to see my daughter when everyone's telling me that she's dead anyway, that it's not going to matter? Or do I go through with it? And I think that Gandharva struggles there, and all the stuff with the two of them was written really well too. I don't think that things hold up without season one as a basis, because again, you had to set up the group traveling together, going
Mm-hmm.
through the Karte waterways and everything. You had to really set that stuff up, and set up stuff with Yuta, I think, was important for season one. If anything, seasons one and two could have just been one season. Like, when you go back and reread, there's not that big a difference. And season, like, one just flows into season two. There's not some, like, big grand finale that I felt like it needed to be the cutoff of a season. It's kind of just like the start of a new arc.
I actually
Like,
agree with that, but I think it was just one of those things where maybe she took a break. I don't even know if it
yeah.
was like a, you know, like I agree with that actually.
That and it's like, maybe again back then she thought, okay, this is going to be like a big cutoff between storylines, but then in the future it turned out to be like, that's not really that big of a cutoff between storylines.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think it could have just been one season.
Mm-hmm.
And
Season three is
then
already bigger than both of them together, so you're not wrong on the size. Yeah,
yeah,
we Pantagena told us it was 41.6% earlier. I think he said that was just crazy.
yeah, I haven't read season two, so I can't really speak on it. But season three, I
Three.
mean, but seasons one and two, like, you could have just put them together, and it's like, okay, that's part one, and then season three, since it's so long, is part two.
10 years ago, at this point, it was definitely some formatting ish. Season three had 2 breaks already, and the number is still the same as well. Yeah.
I will say, I guess that's one thing that I didn't bring up yet, that sometimes is a positive and sometimes is a negative, is sometimes when you're reading, there are moments where I'm like, this is very mid 2010s.
Oh.
Like, there's sometimes, especially with the Yuta stuff, where Yuta is so often just like this Twilight-esque edgelord that, for me, I am like, okay, this feels very 2010s. And sometimes that's a compliment. Like, stuff in the 2010s was sick. And then sometimes I'm like, you know, I always bring up the Donald Duck from Kingdom Hearts quote, "Oh, brother, that's a bit much." Um, Sometimes that's the way I am. And Yuta, too, is a character that was one of my favorites after season one and the earlier parts of season two. But then after Yuta develops and goes up a stage, I am just not into the guy. I'm like, wow, this guy sucks. He's just kind of a douchebag. I don't. I was like, and I was really scared to say that because I knew he was one of the most popular characters just from reading earlier and doing character rankings and stuff. And I ranked him as one of my favorites. But I'm like, wow, I don't like this guy after he developed. He kind of sucks. And his relationship with Lee's kind of sucks most of the time. But then the comments came, and the comments, like, pretty, like, mostly universally agreed with me. So I'm like, okay, at least I'm not alone in not liking developed Yuta.
That's Utah. Edgy teenage Utah was something else. That man is 1,000% a 2013 Tumblr girl created love interest.
Yeah, exactly. That is, Glam nailed it there. He is the 2013 Tumblr sexy man.
Utah gets better after he develops from a writing perspective, but I know people that are just put off because of their own morals. I get you. Like I know I've made the joke, and I know like maybe it's crude or crass or whatever, but I'm like the whole part where like Kasak, I think was it Kasak that gave her the book of like the Sura's anatomy when he like wrapped his
Yeah.
like I'm like his scarf. I'm like he's wrap his meat around her neck. Like it's
Right.
that's freaking crazy. He developed
Yeah,
and it's got
everybody.
super horny, and I'm like, bro,
Right.
relax, chill, like chill. Oh my
Right.
goodness.
I think everybody kept calling it the foreskin scarf.
Yes, yes, yes. The foreskin scarf, and after she said he lost me with that scarf, shit till this day.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I think
Yeah, like
Utah is a
Yuta
character.
kind of lost me.
Utah's an interesting character. I still think Utah's like a good and well written character, but I can't
Yeah,
say
I
he's
think
one
he's
of my
very, very
personal
well written.
favorites. And to this day, no matter what, when it comes to Lee specifically, though I gotta give some other ones credit, I'm not gonna get into it, but I think her relationship and dynamic with Asha is the most powerful and the most important and the most essential to the story. And I think the series is at its best when those two are together, having conflict or whatever the case may be. But
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
before I actually get into that, just real quick, because we already spoke about it, which is something I was going to ask a bit later. So the death of Teo, Frozen Tears, Gone Havra, her seeing the Sura reflection, the Sura form in the lake of, is it called a lake of reflection? Lake of the blood
I think
lake.
it is.
Lake of reflection.
Yeah, I think it's a lake of reflection.
Teo Rakan was a character that I thought Kurigam handled so well because she kind of came out of nowhere. She's putting like mustard and ketchup on some shit. She's like, yeah, I'm a magician, but not really. I use a rapier. And I liked her in like 6 chapters. I'm like, yeah, she's awesome. Great.
Yeah,
Shut up.
she's so good.
Shut up the charts. And then I had to see what I had to see. This is why I hate that stupid fish. I don't give a damn that we keep talking about we need him for the best possible outcome in the universe. I hate God Havra.
You sound like me with freaking Marina. Where every time Marina shows up, I'm like, this fucking bird brain. He screws everything up every time he's on screen. He just messes everything up.
Oh my goodness! I have a take on Maruna that I have to save until you're a little bit further, but I'll just like when you get a little.
Like he's
Yeah.
the coolest looking character, but he just fucks everything up.
Yeah, he'd be over farming. But yes, like a reflection, drown that fish. Yes. I get it. It's one of those things too where I feel like sometimes when people first hear me say that, they misunderstand what I'm saying. Gon Havra is an absolutely well written character. It has nothing to do with his involvement in the
Yeah,
story. I personally hate him, and it
I
only
think
got
writing,
worse.
He might be one of the best.
Yeah, I hate agreeing with that, but I have to. He is a very complex character and everything, but I don't excuse all the rampaging he did at the beginning of the universe. And once I saw that rapier in Tails' neck, I was so hurt. I can't get that image out my head, bro. I can't get it out of there. I was frozen tears, and then he did this. I don't give a damn now, man. It's too late. Hate him. Oh.
That's another one. Like Saga, I am always like Sagara sucks, but that's kind of why I love her. She is like actually an asshole.
Yeah.
Like Sagara, right? The snake king, queen.
Toxic. That's with the toxic
Yeah,
masculinity
yeah.
form.
Okay, just making sure I was
Yeah.
sure I was getting her name right.
Yeah.
Sagara though, because it's been like a month since I've read. Sagara is such an asshole, like such a jerk all the time, but I think that's what makes her a good character. I'm like, screw her every time she shows up. She's so awful to everyone. And that's what, at the end too, that's how I knew things weren't going to work out too. Because the whole time I'm reading like the last dozen chapters or so, Sagara's just feeling herself too much. Sagara just the whole time is like, ah, yes, everything is going right. Everything's going according to plan and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I know it is not because you're saying that.
Yeah.
You are too confident.
She's not. She's one of the 10 main characters. But yeah, do you like her? I find her intriguing, but I never took a huge liking to her the way the community did. I think she was most interesting. Kind of was it the night that rained fire a little bit? I'm like, okay, like, and then like she pops up, she's there, but I can't say that I'm like a huge fan of her, you know. But
Someone mentioned Clary. Who was Clary?
have you?
God, I'm trying to remember everybody.
I don't. I'm a little afraid. I'm pretty sure she's in the second season, but Clary was
They
the
sound kind of familiar.
with the fish ears, with the little fish ears, and she was like hating on
Oh, yeah,
Lee's
yeah, yeah. She
for
was
being
all through
roused.
season 2. I remember. She
Yeah,
was the one with the
I
guy
I'm a
Zard.
Clary
She was with Zard
apologist.
the whole time.
I'm a Clary apologist. I just think her hate was just so unwarranted and hilarious that I can't. It's not serious to me. If that makes sense. Like to me, it's just funny. So I'm like, I don't.
Honestly, okay,
Go
one
ahead.
of my favorites isn't even really much of a character. I always bring up Par just because Par is hot.
Fair.
Par, again, Par is just a hot cat lady, and I'm like, okay, yeah, one of the best. Even though she doesn't actually do anything as a character, I feel like.
Oh, that's funny.
Another one of the funnest ones for me is Clofay.
Okay.
Clofay's literally only around to get shit on. The guy just the guy is like the South Park Kenny of Kubera. He just gets killed every other chapter.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, oh god, what was there was one video title that I had. Oh, I gotta find out what it is. So again, keep the discussion going. I'm gonna try to find that video title.
I got it. So Corey said something that I think is important to highlight about Cigar, which is the reason why which is why I've always said I like Cigar more than Ganhavra, because Ganhavra, like, I feel like he tries to trick himself into thinking he's not as bad as he is. I don't know. Basically, he's going through it. I like the asshole who can just be the asshole and relishes in it. Because to me, I've always said, give me the person who's going to try to rob me at gunpoint than the person who pretends to be my friend. And over the course of the years, they're like poisoning my food, poisoning my water supply, but smiling in my face every day. Like, give me the enemy
Yeah.
who's just gonna be my enemy. I could deal with that, which is why I've
I
always
remembered
respected Sagara. Go ahead.
I remembered it as people put it in chat because when we were at the loser arc or whatever, I just put the titles of my videos as Clofay part whatever through whatever, Clofay part 6 through 9
Oh,
when
that's
we were
good.
on loser.
Glam said Pingara has it so much worse, but that is still funny though. That's funny. That's
Pingara
hilarious.
does have it rough, but at least Pingara, I guess, gets to be a slightly more of a character. Clofay really only gets shit on though. Like even at the end when Huda is kind of seemingly saving Clofay and Cloche, really he just like Huda just instantly takes out Clofay and uses him as the hostage to get Cloche or whatever.
Yeah. Um, you're a Clary and Lorraine apologist. I don't know about the Lorraine part, but yeah, sorry. This back to circling
I
back to
like Lorraine. See, I feel like I loved everything about Lorraine other than vehicular manslaughter attempt.
I mean,
Like other than the one moment, just because it came at a really bad time.
it did, and it was kind of hilarious. Without just like, okay, hold on, just real quick. Actually, no, I talked about Teo and Gahara. Anyways, Teo's still one of my favorite characters. Shout out to Mr. Rakan. Love you. Yeah. Now, I hate Lorraine because I think
I don't.
I have a great example to use for this, I think I've always used this example when I speak about him. Saha, the priest of light, right? The president of the whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I love when a new character gets introduced sometimes where I don't want to say the story was stagnating. That's not the truth. But immediately when this character is introduced to the narrative, they immediately start to push things forward. He's been analyzing, he's been thinking, he's like Asha is not what she seems. We're putting her on trial. And I've always compared her to Mello from Death Note. And I'm not saying Mello's particularly my favorite character or anything, but after the death of L,
Nah, I liked Mello.
yeah, I do too.
I thought
do too.
Nier sucked. But
I like
Mello.
Mello over Nier for me, for sure. But it was
Yeah, Nier
like,
sucked.
think about it, right? The investigation's not going anywhere. Mello pops up. What does he do? Kidnaps your sister, eating chocolate, terrible bowl cut, move the story forward immediately. And I'm like, bro, where'd you come? Saha was that for me. Like he injected so much lifeblood into the series. So seeing him go out the way he did because he loved Lorraine and Lorraine was moving how she moving and Asha's my protege, whatever, made me sick. This is why I hate her. And there's two characters
True,
you
but I
can't get me
feel-
to like is Lorraine and Godhavra. I can't do
I
it.
feel like that's Asha making good plays.
But I like Asha. I like you're
I
right.
do like
You're
Asha too.
you're right. Like she manipulated it and schemed it well. Ultimately, she had to make sure that Lorraine was not alive, or else she couldn't get what she wanted
Yeah.
overall, which was kind of funny. But um, her just
I feel like
coming
I
through,
wasn't.
cutting him, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
electricity. I'm like, dog, not like this, not my man's. I like
True.
him. The fake marriage chase pissed me
So
off. That too. That too. Go ahead.
I think that people were probably so sick of me because the whole time I'm reading, the whole time I'm just like, he is sus. He's sketchy as hell. Like I did not trust Saha the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
The entire time with the moves he was making. Like we now know that the moves was making was like to try to do something good, but the whole time because he's doing all of these suspicious moves, I am just like he is sketchy. I don't trust this guy the whole time. Meanwhile, I wouldn't say that I was spoiled, but the whole time I'm like, well, obviously Asha's doing this bad thing. Obviously Asha's doing that bad thing. But we need to like know what her motives are. We need to know where it's going. Like what's she actually trying to do here? Is she trying to do something good? But meanwhile, the comments the entire time were like, Asha's the most evil person that ever lived. How could you defend that she did this or that? And it's like, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying we need to see where she's going with it. We need to see what she's cooking.
I kind of, that makes me sad for you a little bit because that was
Yeah.
one of the things with me where I'm like, what if she's secretly like, I know it looks bad, but like,
Yeah.
for the sake of the good, I walk amongst the evil. Like, I got to have that
Yeah.
experience.
So I wouldn't say that I was spoiled, but I would say that it's like I had people saying no, she's bad the entire time. Where it's like, are they saying that because what she's doing is bad, even if she has a good reason? Are they saying it because they just don't like her? Because people don't like plenty of characters for plenty of reasons?
That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. I'm sorry about that, but no, like that was the most intriguing part about her for so long. And like the part of the distrust in me was like, I wouldn't like you.
Yeah.
You couldn't hang around me if I was in the Kubera world, but like I got my eye on you. This is why I like
You
Saha,
know who
because Saha's like
surprised
I
me?
saw through it. Go ahead. Yep.
You know who surprised me right at the end was Chandra. Chandra first shows up, and that first panel, I'm like, oh god, he's a fuck boy. I was like, that first panel, I was like, it's going to be another Yuta-like situation. This guy's a fuck boy. But then I really liked Chandra. I thought Chandra was really good in those last arcs.
He's great. He's
Like my
great.
first impression, I was like, oh god, this guy's this guy's not going to be great. But then, but then he was. And honestly, I think my favorite character since season one, I've been saying my favorite character was Cossack, and I think Cossack's still up there for me. Cossack really
Yes.
doesn't do as much
Dragging
development
up.
wise as a lot of the others, but I just really like him.
Dra and the gods, baby. Agony and Cossack. No, I love Cossack. It's my
There
man.
was a there was a while where Ron, we had gotten so much time with him where I think Ron had kind of overtaken Cossack is my favorite, but I feel like after like the Ron and Rana romance stuff, and really Ron didn't do too much of anything in the entire last like arc of things, that to me, I think Ron is kind of all of the main characters for me have kind of fallen down a little bit. So Cossack is winning once again. Because for me,
I
it's
love
like
to see it. That's my clan, so I love to see it.
because for me, it's like I loved the what is it? The first I love the main four characters like Asha, Lee's. Like I know there's more main characters, but for most of the series, we really focused on Asha, Lee's, Yuta, and Ron. They were the traveling group. They were the group we focused on for like 100 chapters in Calibloom. So those four are like the main ones. And I love them, but I feel like the last like final battle and everything kind of like took me down a little bit on all four of them.
Interesting.
So like I don't hate them or anything, but I feel like my love is not like universal now. Like for me it was like I just completely love Yuta, and then he gets into like his edge lord all the romance stuff with Lee's
I
phase
got
and it's like
hormones down. I'm
okay.
a teenager, bro.
Yeah. It's like it's not that I stopped loving him, but it's like now there's like a little bit of dirt there, you know? There's a little bit of bad on everything. And it's like, Ron, I love in every way. Then we get into the romance stuff, and he kind of doesn't come across to me the best in the final battle. I feel like Ron maybe could have done a little bit more. So then it's like, okay, you know, he waned a little bit, finding out Asha's motives, and they're not like her trying to become a Nansha, which was one thing that I kept saying. And there'd be people every once in a while like, what do you mean? Are you talking about a Nanta? And then other people are in the comments like, no, he's saying because we're fusing Asha and a Nanta, we're getting a Nansha. So like her motives and stuff at the end is like, okay, maybe dropping a little bit for me. And then Lee's as well toward the very end. Again, I just love Lee's, but the romance stuff with Yuta and some of the interactions with Asha, I'm like, even Lee's to me is like slightly less perfect, you know?
Okay, I feel it. Glam,
Yes, sir.
welcome. Hi,
It's
man.
Kubera time, bro. I'm always here to interact with the new man type
You know
shit.
what's up?
Yes, we love to see it. There's something I wanted to say real quick. I think I forgot, so hopefully it comes back to me later. But yes, Kasak is the man. Great fathers. Oh, I read my own. That's my own comment. Princess.
Wednesday.
Chandra is awesome. Third best god in the story. Where was I? I also did not trust Saha 1 second. I thought Asher was the good guy until the moment Saha died
Yeah,
and realized
totally.
he was the good guy and Asher was the villain. I knew what that
Yeah,
bitch was
I
when she let
totally
Lee's
did not
fall
trust Saha.
100 stories in an elevator.
That's
Well,
funny
like,
that Haku didn't trust Saha at all. Meanwhile, he's like literally the most trustworthy dude on the fucking
yeah,
planet.
Yeah,
I thought
but I could understand it. Like,
that
He does
Asha might
have
be
a
bad.
sussy face. I will admit that.
Well,
He
that and like with the trial and everything, he kept making moves during the trial that it's like, what is he trying to do? Like bringing the people in, and it's like, okay, now we know that he's legitimately trying to stand up for the victims and everything, but at the time it feels like, okay, how is he trying to manipulate this situation to his advantage? Like, he just seemed so suspicious
he
from the
just
perspective of the main characters.
he just hated that bitch. That's what.
And honestly, I love Mirha. Mirha's really
Oh,
good.
Mirha's great. Oh, Colt goaded take. Mirha's so
Yeah.
good.
I love
I
Mira.
will.
I do feel
I will
like
refrain from saying what I want to say.
You don't say that until much later.
I know.
later, sir.
I know. I'm not gonna
I
say it.
I do feel like the final battle though is like I know she wasn't doing nothing. Like technically she would have been like manning one of the barrier stones or whatever.
Wind barrier.
But we basically didn't see her. She basically wasn't on screen for the entirety of the last like dozens of chapters.
I think
So
something that goes
except for the
understated,
flashback.
something that goes understated throughout season 1 and 2 is like really what the difference in power between like the Sura and the humans are. Like for most people, like when you're
True,
reading
yeah.
an Eastern styled story like this, you expect the humans to be able to like overcome these sort of gaps and equal themselves out to like the big monsters and scary gods and shit. But that's just not the case in Kubera. Like Kurgan keeps it very consistent, like what your role is depending on what your race is. So like
Yeah.
I think that end battle is kind of the indication of like these are like the types of people like you have to rely on Kasak and Agni
Yeah.
and Maruna and Yuta if you want to fight these other guys, because otherwise the humans are just running barriers the entire time because they can't just measure up.
Yeah.
Because I think me and Naya for a
And
long
the only
time.
one who can measure up, the only one who can come close to measuring up is the one who's killing all of you.
Yes, yes. Like me and Naya for a while when I was first reading, constantly bitched about the power scaling because like if you're gonna have the gaps be big, let the top tiers off the leash a little bit and like show us some stuff, which is alleviated since then. But season 2, I think, was probably the worst component of that because we constantly got teases. Like Agni and Gadhar was a good example. Like that, those two dudes were scrapping, but we didn't really get to see them pop off like the way we could have.
Yeah, I remember. I actually forgot that I had that like general complaint in the background for a while because I'm
Yep.
like, I know how powerful these guys are. Because I remember at first I thought like maybe the translation was wonky. I'm like, did they literally mean planets? like,
Yeah,
or like, did they mean
Yeah, no,
like
they're like literally blowing up
like
planets.
the city, another city, or you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't sure,
Yeah.
but
it was like what was that one feat that Makara did where he's like talking to Urvasi in the Sura realm, and he blows up a mountain with an attack, and he says, "If I had been in the human realm, that attack would have destroyed a planet." I was like, "Huh? Excuse me? Well,
That's another
He's
thing
in
that
human form when he does that too. He's not even in partial Sura or full Sura. He's in human form.
that's another thing that I just remembered because you brought them up. Arvasi's body was used by
Sagara, yes.
Sagara right there at the end, so that does imply that those Guntarva are dead in the Shura realm.
Yes. Well, it does.
So we
Yes,
did
it
get
does
that.
apply.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not confirming it.
remembered
I'm saying
being
that's what the implication.
yeah. I remembered being really disappointed because I liked Arvasi in those flashbacks, and then when like Sagara brought out the body, I'm like, ah, damn it, that means they are dead. Like they've been saying since the beginning. They're like, yo, your people are dead. But then like actually seeing the body, I'm like, ah, damn, that means like they at least some of them are dead. And I was like, damn it, I really wanted to see more of Arvasi because I liked him in the flashback.
Yeah.
He said Harvasi appreciation. Let's go. Yeah, Saha also had his own personal agenda for going after Asha. I don't know. I think I understand why someone would be suspicious of him. Just to finish that thought off real quick, because it's a series where most people are moving with a hidden agenda, personal agendas, and like even the ones who are like good-ish still do some questionable things. It really depends on your morality and ethical compass and moral code, but I just liked him because he just came with that energy, like, nah, I'm coming for you. And I'm just like, I don't care for good, bad,
Yeah.
or different. Do it. This is interesting
Yeah,
to
the
me.
story
Yeah.
kind of trains you to not believe in like true good care. I think the only ones I could argue that are true good
The only
are
other
like Lee's.
I would
It's like
say
Lee's, Rand, Saha, and Egg.
I would
That's
say Game of Thrones is a series that did that to me, where I just didn't trust anybody ever for any reason.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think talking about pure good characters, one of the characters that I kind of loved the most because of that kind of argument is Lutz. I thought Lutz was so sick. I thought Lutz was so cool.
Shout out
And one of my
Shout
favorite
out.
things about him
Big Brother.
is Lutz goes to Asha and he's like, I don't care if you're evil, but if you're doing it for the benefit of humanity, good enough. Like, I liked that we had a character like Lutz, and that carried on for like what he said to Ron and Lee's toward the end and stuff. What he said
Yeah.
for other characters, like his actions that he was making. Lutz was like, I don't care about people doing things the dirty way if it's for the greater good. And I thought it was cool having a character like that. And just in the flashback and stuff too, I thought Lutz was really a cool character.
He frankly doesn't have enough screen time, to be honest with you, especially for a guy that's as powerful as he is for human status as well. Because he very easily could have been Priest of Creation instead of Lorraine. I don't know. It's a side story about that. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's like beginning of season 3, I think ish. It's like a little tell that like no, that's end of season 2 where she like fakes the exam score. That's right.
Yeah. I read that. I read the side stories at the end of season 2.
Yeah, so Lutz would have been Priest of Creation. Oh no, he is Priest of Creation. He didn't want to be.
He is
right.
Priest of Creation, but he keeps
It was-
like holding himself back. He would have been.
Fuck his
I think
ranking. That's right.
Yeah, I think he would have been like one of the big champions or something too. Or was he the big champion, or did he hold himself back?
He would have been a AA rank card holder, and then he would have been, I think, rank 2. I think he would have been only behind Saha in terms of rank.
Yeah, but he held himself back.
Yeah.
His introduction crap was also a whole fucking essay with his qualifications. Yeah, Lutz with like AA. Yeah. No, he's great. And I remember wow, what's wrong with me? Whose character who loved Lutz off again in our Discord?
No, it's Gago.
Yes, Kako. My bad. Yeah, Kako was like, Kako just stabbed him. I'm like, all right, let me see what this guy's about. And I'm like, I like the cut of his jib. I liked him more than Rand for a while, actually. But ultimately, Rand tops her off.
Then when he first shows up with the cloak and everything, he's really cool looking. So I mean, I get it. Mm-hmm. He had the style, and I think that's something that is important too. Is when a character or a series as a whole, when you have some style, like I mentioned before, going back and watching stuff from the 80s recently, and honestly going back to like 80s and 90s anime, and it's really not even just anime, but even like Western movies and shows and stuff. Looking at stuff from they had style, man. Where'd the style go? Like people looked good, characters looked good.
I agree.
Fact.
So like when a character shows up and they have style, Like that adds to it.
It does. He just comes in and is instantly he just comes in and instantly little bros ran. Yeah. Um, I want to ask you. You kind of said Kasak. I kind of want to know, kind of like, you don't have to like give me them in order, but like, who would you say your kind of 5 favorite characters or 3 favorite characters presently are?
This is actually good because you're putting me on the spot. I haven't thought about it. I wanted to do a character ranking between seasons 2 and 3, but it's been like a month or so.
I think that's when
But-
me and Naya both did ours too, because I kept an active list as I was reading, but I never did like the character sorter because that is what the season 3
Yeah.
character.
I did.
Then.
I did a character ranking after season 1, and my favorite was Cossack. And then I did a character ranking, I think,
Mine was
after
Heidi.
like chapter 100 or something, like the midpoint, like after all of the Calibloom stuff, before we were going to Arrow Plateau of season 2. I did another one, and I wanted to do a third one at the end of season 2, but I just never got around to it. And in that second one, Ron was my favorite. But so much has changed since then that if you were to like throw top of my head top 5 at me, I honestly think Cossack's still number 1.
Hey.
Then Ron probably number 2 still. Like, even though Ron to me didn't have the strongest showing at the very end, I would still say he's up there for me. And I'm probably going to forget characters since it's off the top of my head. Honestly, after talking about him, I know Naya's going to hate it, but after talking about him, I'm kind of feeling Gandharva, man.
Oh my god.
I am kind of
hate it
feeling
here.
Gandharva.
I hate it here.
I mean,
Like,
at the end
after talking about him, I like him.
at the end of season 2, I think Yuta was 1 for me, and then it was Lee's, Agni, Gandharva, and then I think Kasak.
Thank you for the
5.
follow.
I'd probably put Lee's and Asha at 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Probably. Yuta wouldn't make top 5 for me anymore. I don't know. I just don't like Edgelord Yuta as much.
I'm only looking at the writing quality for Yuta. I know.
Did I have Teo number 1 by the end of season 2?
I think you did.
So
I think you did.
season 1 was
I love
Heidi.
Teo,
Was Heidi. Season
but
2
I
was
don't think
Teo.
she'd be top 5.
Or I'm trying to remember when
Heidi's another character
Brilith
that
became my
always-
favorite character but I forgot when. I forgot when. I think it was.
Heidi
To me,
flies
like
under the radar for me.
Yeah.
to me, Agni is like consistently great throughout the season. Like across
Yeah.
both season 1 and 2,
Agni
I think
is
he's
so
the
good,
consistently
and yet
best
he's never
character.
one of my favorites.
That's crazy.
That
He's
hap-
like
that's-
consistently
but that
so
happens
good,
sometimes
but
where I'm like,
he
yo,
never is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
one of my
we're like, yo,
favorites.
I acknowledge you. You're a great character. You're fire every time. Fire every time I see
Yeah,
you.
like he's a
You're
great
killing shit.
character, but I'd rather see more Lee's and Asha stuff. Even though he's great, I would still like say I prefer both Lee's and Asha over
Because
Agni.
I think both me and Naya had Brilith very high at the end of season 1. I had her at top 1, I think, at the end of season 1.
Mhm.
But then season 2, she doesn't really do much of anything, so she just fell off the rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brilith's just kind of been whatever for me. I feel like as well, for as much as I love Cossack being my favorite character, Agwen to me is kind of nothing. Agwen hasn't done too much yet at all.
Agni Goat 2, Gandharva, mainly I liked in S1. Didn't like Yuta in season 2. For me, at the end of season 1, you said Lee's, Agni, Ran, Asha, Kasak. I know I had like Asha like probably at 2, if not 1. But
I probably had some people stupid high. Oh, I probably had Huda really high. Huda's probably still really high for me.
I'm not mad at that.
Again, I'm probably missing so many characters. I want to go back and look at my last ranking. Again, just keeps the discussion going. I just want to see what I put people at.
Saha would be up there at the end of season 2.
Actually,
Teo
yes.
would be up there.
Yes. Saha's death hurt me, bro. I was hurt. I was hurt by that. I couldn't believe it. I said, not my glorious light.
He's also just cold.
Yeah.
That shit he did with the laser beam on Symphony is still one of the coolest shit I've ever seen a
Yeah.
human do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Now he's goated. Now I feel fell off hard of Asha in season 2. I still liked her by season 1, but I think I'm one of the few that didn't like Asha mid season 2. Asha to me is a character that
Asha's
always
fine.
keeps the story super intriguing and interesting, which is why
Yeah.
whether or not I'm on her side in terms of do I want her to win or not win, which I flip flop a lot on, it's just the intrigue that she injects into the story. I can't. The allure is too strong for me. I can't. Like, she's just always going to be in that top 5 no matter what for me. I don't think she'll ever fall out. She hasn't actually ever.
And for the majority of season 2, I'd say Ash is fine. Like the end, from the trial to the very end of the story, Ash was fucking awesome throughout that entire period. But largely, she's kind of just whatever up until really Era Plateau to me. Because it's just a lot of like, how best can I torture Lise because I hate her without tipping my hand of what I'm doing for the most part.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, with me, that's like Gone Havre, extremely well written. Not a fan. Lorraine is not well written to me, or particularly well written. She's there, she serves, so which is why I'm like, I don't really care for her. She's not even good looking or nothing. Asha is Rachel except good. I've gotten that comparison a lot, where people call like Asha the Rachel of like Kubera and stuff. But while I can see the surface level commonality and overlap, I think once you go like literally beneath the surface, they're completely different.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of get it, because like it's kind of like Bam and Rachel's relationship, how that like, you know, that tandem, what it does for Tower of God. So I get it. It's just, you know, not really to me though. Well, I was gonna ask you. Oh, so staying on characters real quick. Any characters introduced in the second season, like Teo or whatever, that really moved you, or like that you liked pretty quickly, or at least by the end of it, like I like this guy. So like for me, like Saha, Teo, like new characters in season 2 that got your attention.
I think Teo for sure is the easy one. Like you said, Teo shows up and is like pretty quickly great, especially because we don't take very long to get into the Teo Gantarva stuff, and the Teo Gantarva stuff is just really, really well written. And toward the end, I would say Chandra too, because I feel like Chandra showed up and I really like Chandra already. I just need to wait to see more because it was so close to the end that I haven't gotten that much yet.
That few pages of Lila saying ate Chandra was still like, the amount of hype that flowed through my body reading those words, because I knew what they meant, because we had known what they meant at the time, because all the Brilliant and Agni shit. I was like, oh my god, another one is coming! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Like, and then I'll say, Haku, if you like Chandra now, like already, buckle up for season 3, because there's a reason I said he's one of the.
I feel like season 3, what I'm expecting is to get more into like the gods and like more of the big stuff. I feel like is where we're going, because we're immediately at the very end of season 2. They're like, hey, we're leaving Earth or whatever for a while, or not Earth, but Willar. You get my point. So I feel like we're getting more of the gods and stuff. Is just my expectation.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's pretty fair to say season 3's character count fucking explodes, unlike the rest of us. Like, I would say, it's not even fair. It wouldn't even be far-fetched to say that the scope of the story at least doubles or maybe even triples is in season 3.
So I found my last character ranking. I found my last character ranking, and I had 15 characters in S tier. So you want my top 15, my S tier? I'll run through them again. It's been a while since, but this is where I had everybody. I had Brilith at 15th, and then Rish at 14th.
Okay.
We haven't talked about Rish yet, but I really like
Rish and Roosh. We could talk about him.
Yeah. And then Lorraine I had in 13th, Par in 12th. Par hasn't done any much, but you know, she looked good. I had Agni in 11th. So Agni wasn't in my top 10. And then my top 10, I had 10th place, I had Taraka. I really like Taraka.
Okay.
We haven't talked about Taraka either. 9th is where I had Asha. And then, or 10th, top 10 is where I had Asha. 9th was Lutz.
Nice.
And then, or I guess that was 8th was Lutz. I was right before. 9th was Asha. 7th is where I had Gantarva. 6th was Huda. Huda was just out of my top 5. And my top 5, when I last did a ranking, was Roosh in 5th. I had a Roosh top 5.
I like her. I'm not mad at that.
I had Roosh in 5th. I had Teo 4th.
Hey.
And then my top 3, I had in S+ tier, I had Lise, Cossack, and Ron.
The big 3. I love it.
Yeah.
The stock is so good. Like, I don't, it actually is impressive to me that I don't think he's ever dropped below great.
And what's so funny?
Just in terms of just like moment style, like I don't think he even has anything just regular good. It's all just like great or goated.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's
Consistently
fantastic.
great.
When
Yes.
trying to find
Mhm.
that character ranking, I made a Kubera waifu ranking. I don't even remember making this.
Hey, lay it on us.
I don't remember. Okay, my top 5 from this, I had Teo 5th,
Mm-hmm.
Tarka 4th, Rish 3rd. Okay, Rish
I'm not mad at
stocks
it.
high.
Actually got money.
This
Second,
guy
And they got money.
and Par was first. Par was first.
Yes.
So, second place. This is the wildest out of left field pick. The one half that they saved on their journey to
God.
whatever. The one with like the blonde hair and darker skin.
Yeah, the Garuda one.
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
the Garuda half was my second place pick.
That's great.
It's actually wild to me. We've never seen that character ever again.
I also love seeing how people's characters in this series kind of like ebbs and flows and goes up and down or like gets removed and stuff, because I think like it's easy to like think about me liking Heidi of all people in the first season the most.
I mean,
Yeah, I like her, but then like she just like slowly went. I don't dislike her. It's just like not in like the top 10 right now as a result of her not really having such a huge role in the story, though. You know, yada yada. But just real quick, I like Teo as well, but she just bait for people who like women. In my opinion, that's bad. I think like Patagana is the one who made me understand this, but like I'm a primacy bias type of person, right? So what I like first is what I tend to like later. I don't really have recency bias problem. If you can make me like a character that much that quickly, I gotta give you props, because that doesn't happen often, whether I'm playing, reading, or watching something. So as much as this character is not one of my favorites of all time, I would argue that Roshinante Corazon from Dressrosa is another one. I'm like, wow.
I got you.
I have no idea who you are.
Do you like him like the Japanese like him though?
I don't think so. Why?
Because he's always at like near the top of all the character polls when it comes to Japan.
Is he really? Did I know
Yeah,
that?
he is.
Roshinante?
Yes.
I don't know.
He's-
He
that
was
is
in
that.
like he was in like
I don't think I've
13th
ever
or
seen him
higher.
drop. I don't ever think I've seen him drop
Last
below
time?
like 12th or something.
Yeah. I think he was 13th overall in the worldwide poll.
The worldwide,
and
the worldwide one, he was hella high up.
No, he was 13th, but he was like nowhere to be found in any of the region rankings except Japan, where he was like one of the highest ones.
Parrots like that too, for no reason.
Now, Carrot, I think, was popular everywhere but Japan. Carrot was like top 5 pretty much everywhere except Japan.
I'm just not talking about like in terms of how high it was crazy.
And you're talking to the wrong person, because Carrot's number 1 for me. 1 or 2. Carrot's 1 or 2 for me, with Doflamingo at the other spot.
Sure. Naya's over here contemplating.
No,
I
I'm
was
here.
gonna
No,
say,
no,
didn't I
no.
drop
Sorry,
out
no. I'm
again,
here.
or
I'm
was
here. I'm here.
quiet?
Sorry,
I was worried.
No, I'm here. Sorry. I was.
No, somebody, I think it was Corey, said in chat, it was really funny when I did all of my different Kubera rankings, when there's like these random nameless characters that are getting rated highly just because I like them. I think in my character ranking, one of the high rated characters was the woman that was working the reception desk when Gandharva shows up. And she was like simping over Gandharva. She got rated highly just because that was a really funny scene.
That reminds me of me just like really liking Lorraine. I'm like, oh, that little goofy little goblin lady. I like her. She's funny. I'm like, wait,
You mean
that's
Lila?
Oh, sorry, Lila. Whoa.
Yeah.
Lila. Whoa. Hemawati. But
And said Lorraine. I was like,
Okay,
hell,
this is
But when I learned it was I don't know why it took me so long to realize that was a mask. I don't know what's wrong with me. It took me like, I'm like, wait, she's wearing a mask? You're a goblin? I don't know what was wrong with me.
we've been talking about funner stuff, but one thing that I have that's actually a criticism that I feel like is a very me thing that I haven't seen other people criticize is the number of Kuberas bothers me. Why do you have to get it down to like 2 or 3? Like, shouldn't you have to get it down to 1? Like when we find out that it's like, okay, if one of them gets taken out, then like the power kind of coalesces with however many are left. It's like, oh, that means they need to narrow it down to one so they have all the power. But then they're like, no, you need to get it down to two or three. Why two or three? Why do you not have to get it down to one? And especially some of the characters that are Kuberas, I feel like didn't need to be. Like for me, Saha and Lila being Kuberas, I'm like, they didn't need to be, like, story wise. I mean, I guess story wise it motivates what Claude is doing, but other than motivating what Claude is doing, I feel like they didn't need to be Kuberas.
That's so funny. Sorry, just real quick. This is nothing to like. Keep saying what you're saying.
Especially
Chief
when
just DM'd me. Was Claude in season 2? Because I want to bring him up. I'm like, yes. Remember, he used the magic on Kubera on Lee's to make us
Yeah.
know that she had a short lifespan, and you just brought him up. That's not just sorry. That was just funny because he just DM'd me to like bring it up. Go ahead.
yeah, like I guess it motivates Claude, but other than that, I'm like they really didn't need to be Kuberas. Especially when like for Lee's it makes sense. Lee's is Kubera, Kubera, Kubera. She is the Kubera person. It makes sense that she is a Kubera. But then for Saha, it's like this is a light guy. Why does he need to be a Kubera in the story? Same with Lila. It's like Lila's darkness or whatever. Why is she a Kubera?
There are answers to these questions, but me and
And
I
especially since
Yeah.
it's like down to two or three instead of being down to one, it's like, okay, well then Lila could have just not been a Kubera and the story would be about the same.
there are answers to these questions, but we can't give you the answers yet. You
The
gotta find
answers
out.
you seek
Okay,
are up,
that's
are
fair.
up, are up the tower.
At least there are answers. At least there are answers though. Because for me so far, I'm like, why? What is the point?
Yeah. I think Saha needed to be a Kubera for Asher. I think, yes. Them also being Kuberas is in separate from the conflict. No, I would say so. Because, like, obviously she's killing all the people with the name to make... Was it her... What kept going up every time she did it again? Was it her affinity? Or what kept going up every time Asher took out a Kubera?
I think it was divine affinity.
Divine affinity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think she had low divine affinity, but high, like, skill or whatever. And that's why she just committed multi-murder
If
to
I remember
just
correctly, it's
grind
because
her
she was
stats up.
born... Her birth date didn't, like, help... Because she has, like, all these different things or something like that. We usually kind of want to
Yeah.
be, like, Earth, or, like...
Yeah, she has
It's been a
partially
while.
separate ones.
It's been a while.
She's like wind. I think she's
Transcendental
wind
value, yes.
destruction.
She's wind, lightning. She's wind, sky, and destruction.
Yeah, wind sky destruction.
Mhm.
Have you taken the thing to see what yours are?
My what?
Your elements
Oh,
based on your birth
I
date.
forgot.
Well, I don't remember the hour in which I was born, so I have to check that again.
Yeah.
I'd have to. Yeah, I'd have to do it again. We did do it before on stream for sure. I just forgot.
I
February,
did it before and I
February
was-
24th, 1993. I don't. I think I was
I am
born at.
fire, dark.
So close to that priesthood. Right there.
Yeah.
If you think backwards from Haku's logic, it kind of makes sense that the only Kuberas left were in protected, important positions, though. I agree. The only reason these characters have such high posts in the series is because they are Kuberas, the accompanying oracle and powers that come with that.
Oh, do you want to also know a funny story from my read-throughs? If
I
you're
do.
not gonna like watch all through my read-throughs,
I'm
and stuff.
going to
So,
actually.
This whole time, when they're in the ship heading to Arrow Plateau or whatever, and Claude takes over the body of the brown-haired chick and like is messing with the system and confronts Asha and everything, I am like, who is this brown-haired lady and who is she working for? So this whole time I am spending dozens of chapters like, well, there's got to be some people working in the background because we don't know who the brown-haired lady was working for. Like for dozens of chapters I'm like, that had to be something, right? She confronted Asha and everything, and it wasn't until later on when we directly see Claude like taking over somebody else's body that I was like, oh, back then on the ship that was Claude taking over somebody else's body. That wasn't just brown-haired lady is suspicious.
Corey said the secret society theory. Oh, that's funny. No, I gotta see that. Send that one to me too. I want to see those. I want to see
Like
those.
this whole time, I was just like, okay, there's a brown-haired lady in a cloak that's confronting Asha and like keeping Asha from Lee's or whatever. So I'm like, okay, so there has to be a group working together or whatever that this brown-haired lady in a cloak is a part of. But no, it was just Claude the entire time.
That's funny. But speaking of Claude, thoughts on the character?
Um, he was another one where I feel like the mystery is cooler than the answers, but I don't hate the answers.
Okay.
Like him scheming and doing all this stuff is entertaining and fun, and I really liked it, and I really liked him. And then we get the answers that he's just trying to protect Lila, and that's kind of the big thing. And like I don't hate it. I don't hate that reveal. I don't hate that
Okay,
that
but
was
have
the
you seen
motives
what Lila
behind it.
looks like? Could you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
So
also say
like
that
I don't
I
hate the
understand
motives,
it, brother.
but I
I
do
understand.
think the mystery was more entertaining than the like answers, but the answers weren't bad.
I'll also say that thinking that that's the only answer is a bit of a premature conclusion.
Ooh. But yeah.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, he could have other reasons for wanting to
Yeah.
protect Lila other
'Cause
than
I don't know-
just he likes
I guess
her
it's
or
one of those
something.
things
well,
where
I'd say believing his choices are derived wholly in Lila would be
Yeah.
the premature conclusion.
I will say this. Just I'm not gonna keep doing this because I actually don't like people do this to me when I'm catching up. Just remember you're only 41.6% to the series. That's all.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You're technically
I'll
not
say-
even at the 50%, so there's a lot more to see.
Kubera is a character like that too,
Mhm.
where
And honestly, I've got to say, when it comes to continuing, when it comes to reading season 3, because again, it's been months and I haven't yet, honestly, there's a part of me that feels like I would rather just do videos or reading through seasons 1 and 2 again rather than reading season 3. I feel like reading seasons 1 and 2 again, now actually knowing what's going on, like with Asha and everything, I feel like not only would it remind me of everything, but also it's like a totally different story now that I actually know what the characters are doing.
It is definitely one of the narratives that you benefit from a read. With all the foreknowledge you do have, you see things a lot differently. I do agree with that. I do think at
say
some
reading
point
through
you should do it. At some point, whether you do it on stream
Yeah.
or not is up to you. But I definitely think at some point a reread will really illuminate some things for you.
I'll say reading through season 3 makes that desire even stronger. But I'm not going to say why.
Mhm.
Naya knows why, and he's still got to do it for that reason.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I gotta.
I do think, though I criticized the
Take my
later parts of
notes.
season 2, like the final arcs, while I didn't think they were as strong or whatever, I think the ending itself, like the last chapter or whatever, or last chapter or two, however long they took to do it, was really cool. Just essentially Lee's waking up in kind of the infinite Tsukuyomi of nobody knowing what's going on.
Also, think
I
the
think
last
is really cool.
thing Yuta says to her about the world you're about to enter is one where forces that have control over time and space
Yeah,
are at
her
war with each
discussion
other.
with Yuta's good too. I think
Ooh.
that won me back over on Yuta a lot too, where him finally just be like him just talking to her, finally having a dialogue and explaining himself and explaining things, I think won me back over. I also think another part that won me back over with that is that Yuta is on Asha's side. I actually think that makes him a much more interesting character, that he's like, Asha's kind of right. He's like, the reason I did this or the reason I didn't tell you this is because Asha's kind of right. So I
That
like
decision.
yeah, I like
Because in the
that
big
Yuta-
picture, he's with Lee's.
Yeah. Well, I
Yes.
mean, yeah, he's with Lee's. He likes Lee's and everything, but he's like, I don't think you can say what Asha's doing is wrong. I think that
Yeah.
from my perspective as a Shura, Asha's not really the bad guy. So I think that makes me like Yuta a lot more, that he's a more complex character and that that again, his perspective as somebody who isn't a human is different. And from the perspective that he would have as somebody who isn't a human, like Asha's not necessarily like a bad person to him.
I think one of my favorite things about like anytime I think about my favorite series, I can usually pinpoint something immediately that stood out to me. Like with One Piece, the fact that this thing takes place on the seas and the marines and pirates that inhabit them can't swim because of devil fruits. I'm like, that's immediately intriguing to me. Like, we're on the ocean all the time when you guys sink like a bag of hammers. it's the different mentality that the gods, suras, purebloods, halves, and quarters, if you will, have, and how much living many years of life make you look at certain things. Because if you've lived billions of years, I could assume the weight of a life or a human life will not mean a lot to you. But if you're a pure blood and you're only 16, a life means a lot to you, right? You don't live that long. So just like I always found that dynamic of how they look at things to be so intriguing. Like, that's one of the first things I noticed immediately, because I'm like, I feel like if I lived that long, I'd think like this. I would. So yeah.
Yeah, I really like that, the different perspectives that the Shuras and gods have. Especially when you see how gods react to it differently, like how Agni takes that, you know? I think that Agni is the god that we've gotten the most insight into. And yeah. And I feel like just because he's the only one we have to judge by, I like the way that he interacts with humans. But also like characters like Gandharva, where Gandharva was so callous about things, but then Gandharva changed to be like, damn, maybe we shouldn't just murder humans and everything. And it's like, it's not like Gandharva just turned into this saint or anything, but it's challenging what he thought he wanted. And then to have Marina separately, where Marina just kills humans left and right, and he's like, who cares? They're humans. It doesn't matter. Like, literally just murders whoever.
I think Maruna is a funny character to me because, like, I'm not sure what your comments have been saying or saying to you or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But he was just one of those characters. I immediately was like, you look super cool. Not a fan. But I'll just say this. I had this one belief that I knew would come true, and it came true. And I'm like, yeah, I saw that coming a long time ago. Just like internally, especially knowing the way that I think. But I actually want to ask you for some of your favorite moments or moments that stood out to you in general. If you could think of any, serious, unserious, funny, just what stood out to you personally. Like, I'll give you one. I think I remember this correctly, but you know how canonically Lise looks like Rao when she's kind of manly canonically, which I just don't agree with. I just refuse to take that as canon, even though I always say Rachel is canonically ugly in like Tower of God.
No,
go ahead.
I always I feel like we always joke about the Kubitis being out all the time.
Yes.
The Kubitis are just out on display all the time. So it's like, to me, it's like she's not unattractive.
Yeah. But when she got makeup or put makeup on, Yuta was like the one flaw with her like disappeared. I'm like, that's fucking
my God.
crazy.
I was like, Yuta's such a piece of shit, man. That was another like me hating on Yuta chapter, because I was like, damn, Yuta fucking sucks so much. You're just like, man, I love her. Ugly as hell, but I love her.
He really said that. I said, that's crazy. I don't fuck with that, Yuta, but I definitely laughed.
You reminded me, one of my earliest moments reading, this is back in season 1 though, one of my earliest moments reading, talking about Marna just killing people, is when they come across the half hunters or whatever, and one of the half hunters is like, oh, he looks retarded. In the next panel, Marna cuts his arm off or kills him or something, and I'm like, oh my god, Marna canceled him. Retarded. Like, literally one panel later, just immediately kills the guy for saying retarded.
Oh, man.
And also using that, I was like, yeah, this was translated in the 2010s.
2010s, yeah, you can't say, you couldn't get away with that today, yeah. That was something we loved to throw around back in the day. Like, that word just got thrown around. It's not a word that I'm afraid to use personally. Like, not one of those words where I'm like, I can't use it today, but I just don't use it as often.
Well, my thoughts on it are, and I hate to get serious here about a topic like this, but
go ahead.
My thoughts have been the same for years and years, which is like growing up for me, like teachers used that word. Everybody used it. It was not used as a slur. Like people use that word, but they would not be cool with you making fun of somebody with an actual disability.
Yeah.
Like if you got made fun of somebody with an actual disability, you would get like your ass kicked. That's like a wrong thing to do. but people just said that word and it just meant stupid. Like it didn't have any heavier weight than that. But though that's my experience, that's not everybody else's experience. So for me personally, I usually don't use it, but at the same time, I don't like I usually don't say retarded, but I will say it like that, like to use as an example. It's not like I'm afraid to say it because to me, it's not a slur or whatever. But
Yeah.
again, just out of respect for others, I'm like, if I can be respectful and say something else instead, I'm going to be respectful and say something else instead.
Yeah, I have no problem saying
but that
stupid or other
said-
things that are equally as mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
But that said, like if somebody else says it, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go Marana. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
kill him for saying it. In fact, like for me, occasionally I'll hear a YouTuber say it and kind of have that sigh of relief where I'm like, for me personally, I would trust somebody who says that more than I would trust somebody who gets super upset at somebody saying that.
Or is it just like just deathly
Yeah.
afraid of it? I'm with you because
Yeah.
Generally,
Generally,
we're
in
Sim and I
my-
watching manly reviews or something, and we're like, oh, he's like us, like he's like definitely like at least 28 to like 32,
Yeah, yeah.
just like from like he's like yeah,
Well,
I'm like yeah,
It's just generally in my personal experience, somebody who would get really really mad over you saying something like retard that again in any interaction I've had has not been used as a slur. People who would get really mad over something like that tend to be kind of like shitty mean people.
yeah.
So
that
it's
like
like,
to just moral
I-
grandstand. They use
Yeah,
it. They use it as a way
exactly.
to
So
grandstand.
like
Yeah,
I would definitely trust somebody who uses it over somebody who gets mad at people using it.
agreed. But that was a good moment. Obviously, we spoke about like, well, it's not a good moment, a fair moment, but like,
Yeah.
I do like when Teo sees the reflection, doesn't act immediately on it, and she keeps her cool. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
she's so badass. I love her.
I think one of the best moments for me is one of the moments I also hate the most, but it's so good. It got me like feeling that way, you know? And I think like you said earlier and we talked about earlier, there's kind of two moments that fit together that way where I hate them, but that's what makes them so good. That's what gets the biggest reaction out of me is Guntarva's finally turning that fin, that leaf. He's finally he's finally starting to be like, you know what? I shouldn't kill humans. I shouldn't chase like maybe I shouldn't just mindlessly chase after Shakuntala at the cost of other people. And right when he's turning over that fin, Marna just comes in and murders everybody. And I am like, no, right at the moment where he had this chance to like, you know, come together with the humans, Marna just ruins everything. He just comes in and just screws everything up at the worst moment possible. And Marna doesn't think anything of it. He's like, oh, I'm here to save you, Gandharva. I just killed all these guys who were surrounding you. Meanwhile, that's a total misread of the situation. And the same thing happens again, where we have that Asha moment where things are finally coming together for Asha's plan. And then out of nowhere, Lorraine with the
Sonic
car.
racing.
Yeah,
all
just
around
out
the
of nowhere.
world.
It's like the same kind of moment where a character comes in and you get it from Marna's perspective, you get it from Lorraine's perspective, but it's like, this is the worst timing possible for you to pull this shit.
Yeah, that's
So I
hilarious.
think those two are some of the like biggest moments for me just because it's like, this is the worst time for this to happen. Like they pissed me off the most, but I think that's what makes them the most memorable.
Yeah. Tear reflection moment is goaded. The elevator haunts me. Yeah, Teo death moment is the hardest moment in season 2, in my opinion, especially in combination with Gandhi's certification when he gets like frozen tear stuff. To be fair, Maruna was just acting as he always had with Gandhara before that point. Yeah, he wasn't trying to learn, evolve, or change.
exactly. He was
like,
just
doing what I do.
Yeah, he was just like, "Oh, I killed the human surrounding you." Like he didn't even think of like all the crazy stuff. Like we were having this big internal moment, all this stuff going on with Kantarva's character, and then Marna's just like, "Oh yeah, I killed those guys around you. Let's go."
Yeah. It's basically
It's
a
so
consequence of Gandhara's past behavior. Yep. Maruna saving the day to the detriment. Wait, saving the day to detriment happened with saving Sagara in season 2. Maruna bird brain, big bird brain.
Maruda always call him Bird Brain.
Yeah, I call him chicken burb with a B. I don't know if we I don't remember if we spoke about Asha and Lee's relationship in tandem, but did you want to touch on that in any like detailed way, or I think we kind of skimmed the
I
surface,
don't
but
know.
it's like
Yeah, it's like we bring it up every now and then when we're talking about characters we like or
okay.
relationships we like. I mean, I think it's good. I like it. I don't know. Sometimes it's like they lay it on a bit thick with Asha being too straight up abusive to Lise.
Yeah,
But again,
like
I
just
liked
choking
it
her in the bed.
because I kind of like it a lot because throughout the entire first two seasons, like not even just season two, but the first two, it's like, wow, Asha is being really mean to Lise. The whole time she's being really mean to Lise, but because Lise is viewing her as this mentor character that saved her, that's traveling around with her, Asha is basically the mentor character you see in any of these kind of action adventure type things. Because you have this relationship like that, even though Asha's being horrible to her the entire time, it makes you think, okay, well, she's got to be doing it for a reason, right? And then you end up finding out, no, she just fucking is treating her badly because she doesn't like her.
And
And
again,
I kind of love that.
yeah, because it's like is it like you're walking amongst for the sake of the good, you're walking with the evil, or is it one of those things where it's like maybe what I have to do or what's gonna happen is so terrible. I'd rather you hate me and get away from me and go somewhere else so you don't have to experience whatever event's gonna come. I'm with you. I flip
I
flopped on Astra so much throughout the first two seasons.
I also love the comparison that I really just sort of got when we had the moment toward the end where Guntarva shows back up again. He's in his new form or whatever, and Guntarva and Marna have that moment, and Guntarva mentioned something about like, if you weren't your father's son or whatever. I love that the first two relationships that we have established and the arguably biggest two relationships throughout season one or two, you can compare in that way, where you have the relationships from the very start of the series. It's Asha traveling with Lise and Guntarva traveling with Marina. And you have here at the end of season two, both of them basically directly saying to the other, Guntarva's like, Marina, I would not give a shit about you if it wasn't for your dad. I only care about you because of your dad. And the same thing happening with Asha saying to Lise, like directly, I don't care about you. I only care about you because of your dad. I would have killed you if you weren't your dad's daughter. Like, I
Yep.
love that the first two main two relationships we get are this mentor character who literally only cares about the other main character because of their father.
Yeah. No. Well said. That's a good point. I remember Lee's codependency on Astra knowing the F out of me. I liked joking about his reaction to Ryan and Astra's behavior being so different. Oh, okay. All right. So, wait. I really like that she made that parallel because I never got how they were so similar and shown at the same time there. Yeah. No, actually, that was actually really well said. Like I gotta remember that moving forward. But okay. So here's something I wanted to ask you for sure, and I think we may have spoken about it the first time. But my question to you would be: it doesn't have to be one thing, but don't name like 400. But what do you think Kurigam does really well as a writer, in your opinion? Like, what does she excel at, or what she does best, if you had to pinpoint something?
I would say that the big thing is the relationships between the characters, but specifically stuff that I was saying, like for early season two, where we would get chapters where it's just two characters talking to each other, and I'm locked in for like an entire chapter of just two characters talking to each other. I think that's probably the best.
Okay.
And having the different connections, because again, like when we're back at Calibloom, it's like, okay, Ron is connected to this character in this way, but he's connected to this other character in this other way. And you see it too with like, okay, Lise has this relationship with Agni, this relationship with Gintarva, this relationship with Marina where she wants to get revenge or whatever, the relationships with the people she's traveling with, the relationships with Teo and the few interactions they had, with Par and the interactions they had that were small. It's like you have this web of characters, and all of these characters in this web have these really interesting connections to each other.
No, that's
That, and I think the comedy's pretty solid too.
um,
I love I love when we get the little like single color blob chibis. They're so good.
The like I call it the sepia tone
Yeah.
panels, like sepia tone.
Where
Yeah.
where it's just like the red blob Morina or like blue
Oh, those
blob
ones. Oh,
Gandarva.
lady. Yo,
Yeah.
that's one thing I meant to ask you. Like, I think the thing about this series that caught me off guard the most is how funny it is. I didn't expect to be laughing this much reading Kubera. Like, I generally find this series to be pretty damn
Yeah, I
funny.
think it's really funny.
But I'm with you. Like, one of the things that I said about Curry Gum as well is like I think the video was called "The Art of Conversation." You can't watch it yet, but like I'm with you. Like this is 4 chapters of people just on a ledge talking, and I am locked in. I am invested. Like she's doing this at such a high level, and I think like bilateral backstories and conjunct flashbacks in the terms of like, I think she's very good at having 6 moving parts that may seemingly seem like not that connected, continuously kind of going to one convergence point where it all meets together and you're like, oh shit, that was that?
I
Like,
think
yeah.
I think she did that well too with like the murder mystery stuff, where you had what Asha was doing and what Saha was doing and what Claude was doing and what Lutz was doing, and all of what these characters were doing fit together really, really well. And like all of them were operating under different information at the time. And then you have like Mirha coming in, and Mirha's defending Asha, and Lorraine comes into Lorraine defends Asha, like them working with the information that they have. And I think that all of that fits in really well.
And just because I think it's, I mean, I never fully agree with it, but like, some people did say like they don't like the art, or at least not until season 3. But what do you think her greatest strength as an illustrator is? Was it like the blob thing you're talking about, like the funny stuff?
Yeah, probably the blob figures and the funny stuff. Also, I think having all of the cities look really distinct and different is good too.
Her background,
Like you can
nice.
see one of the cities and you can usually tell, okay, this is what city it's in
That's Air
without needing a
Plateau.
box to
That's
tell
Cali
you.
Bloom.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
yeah, exactly. You can generally tell which city is which.
Okay.
I think if anything, the weakest art piece to me was when we first saw, this might be a hot take, when we first saw Yuta's like full Shura form. He
Okay.
just looked like a Power Ranger villain to me. And I'm like, I don't know if that design's moving me.
See, I think her designs are her biggest strengths, in my opinion. Not the best technical illustrator, but you know what I appreciate about her? She improved and got better. Unlike that
Yeah.
bum
For
Togashi, he
me,
started using text. Yeah, I'm on his
I
ass though.
just care more about style than detail.
Yeah, kind of like art direction over maybe like graphical fidelity and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
with that. I'm with you. Okay, what do you think she could do better if you had to name something or one thing, or if you have more than one, go ahead. If you just had something to name, the
I,
answer,
I don't
saying
know.
nothing and she's perfect is acceptable.
I mean, I think that's unfair. If anything, uh, gosh, I'm trying to think because there's probably something that I could say about like the end parts where we're getting all of this new information fed to us. There's probably a better way that she could have done that, but I'm trying to find a good way to like illustrate my feelings. Can't really think of a good way though. Like maybe sometimes it enters like I mentioned earlier, the oh brother that's a bit much category. Sometimes I feel like it enters there where maybe she could have just, I know this is like 600 chapters and I'm saying drag it on even longer, but some of the stuff maybe could have been paced out further, or I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what I want to say.
Oh, that's
Or
fair.
like with the battles and stuff in the last arc, for me, I thought the series was way, way, way more interesting focusing on the characters interacting with each other than it was with the actual battles. So maybe just, again, since the art and fighting and choreography and stuff like that isn't a strong point, maybe just like shorten or abridge or don't do that much with the fights because the fights already aren't doing a ton, and focus just more on the character interactions. And that
I
doesn't mean don't have
no
fights,
no no
but
no.
like But like early in season 1, remember, you have the fight between Guntarva and Agni, but that fight, though we saw a little bit of action or whatever, it was mostly a really big character
Character
thing for the
thing,
two of them.
yes.
Just two fights that way.
Yeah. I feel like the thing that bothered Glam and I the most wasn't that like we loved everything that was happening. It wasn't that we needed like constant battles and sword slashes, but it's just like for these characters to be this strong and we're not getting this, it just kind of bothered
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Especially since you're taking the time to highlight it. It's one thing if I just didn't know that, but
True.
you're talking about it like this guy can wrap himself. Oh, we see a picture of Groundhover wrapping himself around the planet how many times? Like that's kind of crazy. Could I see some of that maybe? And I wanted to ask you if it's one of your let's keep it like webtoons for the time being, but would you say it's one of your favorite webtoons? I don't need a ranking or anything, but I don't know how high it ranks for you. I don't know how many webtoons you've read, but would you say it's one of your favorites or just something you're enjoying reading?
Well, it's
Or
got
you
to
need
be
more
in my
time?
top 3 because I've only read like 3. I've said from the
Okay.
beginning, I'm not going to pretend to be a webtoons expert. I don't know a lot about webtoons. I've tried plenty, but I don't like webtoons that much.
Neither do I.
So really, I like Tower of God. I have read Tower of God since 2011, and other than that, from 2011 until whenever I started Kubera, I had tried a couple, but only got a few chapters in, and I just don't like the style that much. I just read Tower of God. And then, Tower of God was on hiatus, so I decided to start Kubera and ORV, and I really like Kubera and ORV. But again, it's like one of those things, if I wasn't doing YouTube, I might have never even checked out Kubera. And like if I wasn't doing YouTube, I don't even know if I would just continue reading Kubera. Where I really, really like Kubera, but I also like sharing Kubera with everyone. I like talking to everyone about Kubera. And without that community, without people to talk to about it, I don't know if I would just, read it on my own and not talk about it.
Okay, no, that's totally fair.
So like I'm not gonna pretend that I'm like a massive, massive webtoon guy. I read like 3 webtoons, and I've tried others, but it's like I read like 3.
We gotta get you. Maybe what we need to get you on is the Smutwa. Want to join the Smutwa gang? Because
And when it comes to like comparing it to other things, stylistically, I just prefer anime and manga. Or video games. When it comes to like what I would spend my free time on if I wasn't doing YouTube, I would be like reading manga, watching anime, like playing video games. That doesn't mean I've like never liked a Western movie or show before, but I usually don't like that many. That doesn't mean I've never liked a novel or light novel before, because I like plenty of novels, light novels, but again, just not that many in comparison. It's just not a style that appeals to me as much personally. And the same thing goes with Webtoon, where it's like, it just, the general style doesn't appeal to me as much personally.
so for me, right, I got into webtoons in about 2009, 2010, right? And the idea that there was like these people from Korea, but Koreans kind of making these like weekly chapters that were actually colored, and I can just read it kind of vertically, like just go downwards instead of having to like have my eye kind of dart around the screen. Just kind of appealed to me initially,
Yeah.
and for a long time I just kind of enjoyed them for what they were. But it's like one of those things where like I think people see me speak about a few or sometimes like I talk about obviously Tower God and Kubera a lot, and they assume I just like the whole thing from top to bottom. But it's like the ones that I like are actually the outliers. And a good example of that would be like turn-based RPGs or JRPGs. I don't like turn-based combat, and I don't think a lot of people know that, because I'll say something like Paper Mario or Bug Fables is like my favorite
Yeah.
video game of all time, but it's like those were the standout outliers that really moved me.
Yeah. Well, that's like for me too, and it's like I don't want to like review or talk about things I don't actually like, because for me it's like, oh, you should do a video or something on a fighting game. It's like I'm not a fighting game guy. I don't like fighting games. So for me, it's like if you wanted my opinion on it, my opinion's gonna suck. Like my opinion's not gonna be good because I don't like this thing. I don't have an interest in this thing.
I will say
So for
one
me,
thing that you could like. I agree, like I get that, and I'm like that. But sometimes having the opinion of somebody who's maybe not a fighting game expert or fighting game head could lend more credence to why someone likes it or like takes your opinion differently, because it's like you're not FGC initiated.
Yeah.
I can do 100 million hit combo in 1 second. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
For me, it's like that's like webtoons. It's like I read 3 of them, and I really, really like the 3 that I read, but I'm not really interested in more. I don't find webtoons as a style, as a like not really genre, but a medium. I just don't find them as interesting. So for me, like my journey with it, I just kind of mentioned, but I read manga, watched anime and stuff, and I was on a like manga anime discussion forum, and somebody said, "Oh, you've got to read Tower of God." So I started reading Tower of God on Bototo in like 2011.
Potato, jeez.
So I was reading in like 2011. So that means like all through school, I was getting season 1 Tower of God. I was getting early season 2, and that stuff was so good. So when I started making videos, at the time, like I would watch like King of Lightning all the time or Roger's Base doing One Piece stuff. And I was like, I would like to do that with Tower of God because literally nobody's talking about Tower of God. So I started the channel doing like One Piece stuff, yeah, but I started with Tower of God stuff, just doing reactions and reviews and stuff like inspired by those types of creators because there weren't people doing that kind of stuff for Tower of God. But meanwhile, again, I tried some other webtoons, but I just didn't stick with any of them. I didn't like any of them. Tower of God was like the one webtoon to me, basically. And other than that, it was just anime and manga and stuff.
No, I feel it. I do have to also like say this a lot because I always forget this. I forget to say this sometimes, and I do think some people think this. Webtoons aren't just from Korea. They're like you can read webtoons from like Europe and North America, whatever. Like, isn't the guy who makes Ordeal? He's from Trinidad, from Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Jamaica is crazy. I'm so tired. Trinidad and Tobago. So like, I know it's online webtoons, but remember that they can come from anywhere around the world because some of the like I have my list up right now, like my top like 20 from like 2022. I made this list like 3 years ago. Like She Is Young is a smut, well like porn, well like it's like a smut series, but like Saint for Rent is not it's not from like like Korea or whatever. I Roved Out in Truth and Love. I'm pretty sure Alex Flowers is Canadian, so he's like where I'm like from my country. Yeah, like Gosu. I like Hardcore 11 Warrior. Same thing with Love Sucks for These Losers. That's from America. I think the guy's from Miami. So just keep in mind that there's so much. RRBA, which is kind of like a bit everything, like sick action with like suggestive 18 plus scenes. Yeah. He's from South America. So
also, you will probably hate this take because I know you've talked about like Western comics plenty. I find most Western art styles really ugly. Again, I hate to be one of those people, just be a weeb, to be like Thing versus Thing Japan. But like, I generally find most Western art styles just really ugly. And that doesn't mean that there aren't like manga, anime art styles that I don't like either. But yeah, I just don't like Western art styles that much. So like, color does not move me or anything. When it comes to Western comics, I have enjoyed very few of them, and of the very few that I've enjoyed, probably the one that I read most was The Walking Dead, and that was in black and white. So
that's kind of funny.
That's not even in color.
That's kind of funny.
Like one of the few Western comics that I really, really followed as it was releasing was not even in color.
Obviously, I don't agree. What I would say is I've never thought that on average. I do think that I'll hydrate. Give me a second. I'll get some water in a second. I said, okay, The Walking Dead goated. Me neither. I like the start until the MC took over the school and it turned to ish. Like, I am a person when it comes to comic books. I'm more into like independent comics and stuff like that. Like I grew up on the big two. Like, don't get it twisted. Like Marvel and DC, yeah, like I still like superhero stuff, but not nearly to the degree that I used to. Like, I'm just gonna kind of put my list up here for a second, cause but like I find that if you kind of just go outside of like the mainstream, if you will, for the most part, you'll find really cool and dope things like that. What's up, Valen? How you doing, by the way, brother? How you doing? So like I have some on screen right now. I'm just gonna go through them slowly. Like I think most of these have really good artwork. And I think one of my all-time favorite ongoing series in general right now, which is called Monstrous, which you'll see soon. that's legitimately one of the, like, I would say, five most beautiful graphic novels, manga, manhwa, webtoon, whatever you want to call it, I've ever seen. And granted, it kind of, funny enough, she is, I'm pretty sure, Japanese. So she is a Japanese or American Japanese illustrator, which is kind of funny now I'm thinking about it. But I think it's truly, truly beautiful. But I did notice that a lot more American or European artists are starting to emulate that, like, anime Eastern style a lot more in their work, incorporate a lot more in their work. So you might be onto something.
And again, that it's not to say that one style is like inherently better than the other, but I feel like everybody has things that they just, that looks good to me or that looks bad to me. So like, I wouldn't say that anybody liking Western art styles more or liking both equally. Like, I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with that at all. It's just for me on a personal level, like there's some art styles that I vibe with, some that I don't. And generally, I think to me, almost all like Eastern anime style art styles look good to me personally, but most Western art styles, for me personally, they just don't look good. So again, I don't think it's a matter of like quality or whatever. It's more just personal taste.
That's totally fine. Again.
And like I mentioned, the hottest take in the world, people will probably hate me for it. I don't like the JoJo's art style that much. Like that's one of the few Eastern art styles
fan.
that I just like. Here's the thing: I am planning to start like the original from back in the 2000s, like OG 2000, the old one. I want to start like all of that because I'm going through old anime and stuff. So I might end up loving JoJo's. And there was this one other thing that came before JoJo's that I was planning to watch from Araki that looked really good. So again, I might end up loving it for the content, but the art style doesn't move me personally.
I think it's actually a bit of an acquired taste. That's not that weird to me.
And another thing to me is Boichi. I've seen people saying that Boichi is the worst. Some people saying that Boichi is the best.
Not a fan, personally.
But I think Boichi's faces look so bad.
I don't
like
like
I've
it.
never given like Dr. Stone a try or anything, so I might give it a try one day and I might really like it.
I read a
But
lot of
just
his
from the
series, actually. I read a lot of
Yeah,
them.
from the-
Sun Ken Rock is the first one I read, but I read a lot of them.
From the outside looking in, I might love them once I eventually try them one day, but I think it looks so ugly just from the outside looking in.
That's kind of funny. But we are definitely locked in step when it comes to like I'm at this point in my life where, like, if I have free time and I want to do something, I don't want to, which is sad. It makes me sad a little bit because I was such a reader, but it's like I'm probably gonna press buttons.
Yeah.
I'm not a big live action TV person. I don't really care about movies and
Neither am I.
films. Just doesn't really appeal to me like that. I'm not saying they're bad, and I actually watched a lot of movies this year. I like Sinners. I like the I forgot
Well,
the
for
other
me-
one. Superman
for me,
was
even
okay.
with-
Yeah, go ahead.
Even with anime and stuff, I prefer TV shows to movies. Just I've always been that way ever since I was a little kid. Like, so when it comes to like Western stuff or anime and manga stuff, I just don't prefer movies to TV series usually. But for me, in general, another big thing is, am I doing it alone or am I doing it with people? Like I said,
That's fair.
With
That's fair.
With Kubera, it's like, would I read Kubera just on my own if I had like no friends, nobody to talk to Kubera about? I don't know if I would, even though I love Kubera, even though I really, really like it. But I feel like talking with other people about it is just such a big part of it. So for me, with like TV shows and movies and stuff, it's like I will sit down and watch an entire TV show, movie, whatever, with people, but I wouldn't on my own. I wouldn't alone.
That's like me
Even
and my
vid-
friend with like the Critical Role, like Vox Machina. Like, if I wasn't watching that with him and we were just cracking jokes together, making our own little inside things, I probably wouldn't have gotten that. I probably would have watched it for you and be like, oh, I get it, it's kind of cool, and moved on with my life. So yeah.
Yeah. Even with video games, I'm kind of like that, because like back in the day when like, Halo, Call of Duty, all of those kinds of games were so popular. Even when all of those games were popular, it's like,
nice.
it's like I played them with friends, but I like never played them on my own. I never just went and like was like, oh, let me queue up solo for Halo or something. It's like, no, I played with friends. I never played like just alone.
The power of friendship is more than a shonen trope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like there are things I would enjoy. Like I will watch like a million anime on my own. I'll sit and read manga, and it's not like fully on my own because I plan to make videos on it. But like RPGs, JRPGs, strategy games, things like that, I'll sit and play on my own. But there are some things that I just like don't do unless it's like with people.
I was originally a like do everything by myself type of person, but there's certain things it's like, yeah, I'd rather have people or a community or just like-minded individuals around to do it with. I'm with you. That makes sense to me. I'm with you on
Yeah.
that. But yeah, that's yeah, okay, he is Canadian, yeah. All right, well, Kubera is my favorite webtoon.
We've been way off Kubera for a while.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. This is on brand for me. They're used to this.
Okay.
This is on brand.
I feel like this is just usually how we talk, like
Yes.
after recording and streaming and whatever.
Yeah, like this is usually what we'd be doing like off the stream. But I'll just to bring it back real quick. It is my favorite webtoon. Over the course of the last 5 years, it did overtake Tower God for me. And if I probably did a new ranking, I don't know how high Tower God would be right now. I'm not as high on it as I used to be, if I'm being honest. But I do think season 4
Well,
could
it
change
can't drop
that.
below third for me.
It's like I've read
can't
Omniscient
drop.
Reader,
Yeah.
Kubera, Tower God, so it gets the bronze
read
medal
3.
at worst.
It can't drop out of the top 3.
But yeah, I love this series a lot, man. And this is one of the fan bases where I like the community. Like I haven't met like an unhinged, annoying, crazy Kubera
yeah.
fan or whatever. I like this fan base. I know we're small and niche and shoved off to the corner, but y'all are really cool and
Kubera
really dope,
even-
and they've accepted me. They accepted me, my ignorant ass, with open arms. Okay, like I respect that.
Even for my recent complaints, like Kubera is probably the best fan base that I've interacted with. I think it's the best. I can't think of another. Like there are other great fan bases that I've interacted with. Like Omniscient Reader's been great. A lot of the anime and manga I've covered have been good, but I just don't think anything has been better than Kubera's fan base. Even for like, I will say the complaints I've had is like, I said plenty multiple times I was taking a break between seasons 2 and 3. I thought it was going to be a short break. I didn't expect it to be like 2 months. But I have just constantly gotten comments again and again like, where's Kubera? Where's Kubera? When's the next Kubera? And it has killed a lot of my motivation to continue. I'm like, God, I'm just trying to do other things. Like, even if like I had a little bit more time, it's like right now I have a bunch of anime reviews that I'm sitting on that I need to get done. I've got a bunch of manga that I really want to get to. People have been really amazing. Actually, thinking about it, the only competition Kubera has, Magical Girl Raising Project. That is another amazing fan base. They still comment really great stuff on videos of mine from years and years ago. I would like to get back to more MGRP if I had more time. So it's like, there's so many other things that I want to do, and I want to get back to Kubera just because I don't want to leave people waiting for more, and people have been so amazing, and I really like Kubera. So while I want to get back to it as soon as possible, I just have so many other things that I want to do too, and it really has killed my motivation a lot when I've put like hours into working on a video and I post it and then I'm like, oh cool, I got a comment, and the comment is just, where's Kubera? It's like, damn, that killed all the excitement I had for posting this new video.
It makes me sad, but we've been doing this long enough to just kind of know how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, so that's the thing. It's like, while I have those complaints, about like, even though I've told people like, just wait, I'll do it when I can. I've still been getting comments like that, but it's like, that's not like malicious, and the good far outweighs that. The good is like so much more than that. So I will just say, between Kubera and Magical Girl Raising Project, those are probably the best 2 communities that I've ever just run into making videos.
I think, funnily enough, most communities I'm a part of, I don't like them, but I would say Kubera's definitely top 1 for me. The second one,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I can't tell you how they are today, but back in the day when I was really, really big into Toaru, certain magical index, They were really. I really liked the discussion that we had. I thought they were a really good community. I really did. Like they were pretty chill. Like
I mean, I love One Piece, but like if you
they're
ever
the
try to
worst.
just
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
if you try to look at One Piece anywhere, you just search up One Piece on YouTube or on Twitter or on anywhere, it's like, damn, 99% of the people that have takes on this are illiterate. They can't read. Like, it's just
That's so
just
funny
me
because
and
you're
the
not wrong.
illiterates, man.
Yeah.
Um,
To this day, I'm
Like-
sad the slime fan base put you off, Haku. Please come back. I got reincarnated as a slime, you mean?
I posted a slime review at some point, didn't I? Like, I think I have another one coming at some point. I will be doing more slime stuff eventually. I don't remember, when was the last time I posted? Did I review season 2 part 2 yet, or is that just something that I recorded 2 months ago and haven't posted?
Oh, one of those ones. Like, oh wait, I didn't post this. He's find a recording. You like
Yeah.
didn't actually finish. I'm like, oh, or like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I have, I think, 4 anime reviews that I recorded like in July that still aren't posted. So it might be one of those 4. Either that or I did do season 2 part 2 eventually, and I think there's been season 3. So yeah, like I'm on 2023 anime. When I get to season 3, I'll review season 3. But that is one that I usually mention when I talk about fan bases like putting me off was Tensura, because I reviewed the first season of Tensura like episode to episode. Every time a new episode came out, I reviewed that episode, and it was just always, I can't wait for you to see when this happens. Oh, you think this because this hasn't happened yet. And it was like literally all just spoilers the entire time.
And this is one of my big, and this is why Kubera fan base did not spoil me when I was catching up. But this is one of my big reasons why I tend to tell you when I've caught up to something, not while I'm reading it. So like when I'm reading Ao Ashi, I told you guys when I caught up that I've been reading it, cause I hate posting a little panel that like, oh, that's so sick. Yo, wait till you see what he
Yeah.
does next. And it's like, oh, why did you tell me he does something next?
Right.
For all I know, he got a heart attack, died in a car accident, and doesn't. This is his last game. I don't know that. I think what was his name? What was his name? He was like a Naruto live reactor. I think he was Brown. I don't remember his name. He used to wear like the not Umar. No, he used to wear like a toque, and like one time he's like, I don't care if the next One Piece episode is a hentai. Don't tell me shit. Like I don't remember his name. He was mad popular. I don't know if he still does stuff.
That's something. Don't spoil me on One Piece because I haven't read One Piece. I just usually I read the scans and post it for like patrons and stuff, and then I make it public like when the official translation comes out. But I just didn't feel like reading One Piece last week, so I guess I'm doing a double chapter video this week or whatever, if it isn't on break. So yeah, no spoilers for One Piece because it sucks. I just didn't feel like reading, and that sucks because One Piece is in such a good spot, but I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, I feel you. I was gonna say a testament to how Kubera fans are the best, and like and Corey said the twist hit so hard we really get scared of ruining it by spoiling. And like I said earlier, Chief literally DM'd me. He's like, did Claude come in season 2? Like just to make sure
Yeah.
he didn't spoil
That was-
you.
that's
Uzumaki Khan. That was his name. Thank you.
Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah.
That was his name. Thank you. I don't know if he's still around, but that's who I was talking about. Thank you.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
What the hell did I say? I butchered his name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, brother, if you see this. I don't know nobody.
Right.
But
It's like I know you. I like talked to Jay and Jay in your stream, and King Recon I think was in one of them. But like other than that, it's like I know you.
yeah.
And I guess Joe, like when we're out of anime and manga stuff, about webtoon stuff, it's like I talked to Joe, I talked to Pyro, but like I don't think we've actually done any videos or streams together.
The biggest proof that Naya is already one of us is he didn't mention a single character introduced in season 3 this entire combo. I'm with you. Like I think it's worth really experiencing it. I don't want to tell you anything, but I think this is a good way to. I think this is a good way to finish it off. Infinite asks you maybe like what is it that you're looking forward to maybe the most in the third season.
I don't know. I guess more like I'm expecting more character drama when it comes to like the gods and Shura stuff. And I guess it would be that. I guess more character drama when it comes to God and Shura stuff. Because where we ended off with season 2, like the humans were basically infinite Tsukuyomi. They were living in their own world. Asha was off, and we were about to go on this journey with Lise and Yuta. And I don't know if we're going to time skip through that journey with Lise and Yuta, or if we're going to just continue with Lise and Yuta going on that journey. But I am imagining because of that we're just going to get more Shura and God stuff. So I think that's what I'm expecting and what I'm looking forward to. It feels like a lot of the human characters have been a little bit left behind for right now, and we're going to focus on some of the big stuff. And I'm hoping that the stuff with their characters is as good as the stuff with the humans was.
Okay, I'm with you.
Because like one character we didn't mention this entire time was God Kubera, and it's like I don't even want to like.
He's
bring
hard
him up
to
or
read, isn't he?
anything, because yeah, I don't have anything to say really. Like I don't know what to really say about him.
That's totally fair. I did forget to bring him up, but you know what? It is what it is. It's not a
Yeah,
conversation.
that's one of those things. I was like, he's one of the only characters we haven't brought up. But it's like, do I even bring him up? Because I don't have anything to say about him. Like,
He looks cool.
like,
Shout out to the
yeah,
Super
I don't
Saiyan
know.
glow, if you will.
Yeah, I feel like the stuff at the end with him and Lise is just kind of weird. Why are you moving the way you're moving? Why are you doing what you're doing? Like, I don't really get what's going on with him right now.
Yeah. God Kubera is one of your favorites in season 2. I didn't dislike him, but he's just one of those characters like I don't know what to do with you yet. So I don't have a like what you do. I don't have a strong opinion, but keep doing your thing. No way we just had an entire Kubera discussion without ever mentioning Kubera. We talked about Kubera Lees. That is kind of hilarious
mattered.
though. Yeah, that is kind of hilarious though. We talked about some other Kuberas. And my girl's cat just walked across the entire. Jordan,
Somebody said least favorite character. Least? Oh man, who's your least favorite character?
me?
Is it still Gandharva?
Gandharva and Lorraine.
God, who would it be for me?
I have to turn this on just
I
to
feel
look at this guy. Look what he did. Look at this came. I don't know if you could see him. He just jumped on the table. Big fat boy. I don't know if you guys can hear him purring. It's a cat.
Man,
Sorry, continue.
I don't even know, because to me, my least favorite character wouldn't be a character I dislike. To me, my least favorite character would be a character that I find boring or lame, because it's like Rana had these moments where I was like hating on Rana, but that makes her memorable. That makes her fun, you know. That makes her enjoyable. And especially, like I said about Lorraine is the most shocked of all of us. That's just funny. That's just really funny to me. Or like Clofei being a complete loser. It's like, that makes me like him because it's funny. It's funny that he just takes L's in every situation possible.
That's funny.
So it's like, I don't even know. I wonder who I had. I'm going to pull my ranking back up and look.
And Patrick said, you like Kubera? Name 5 Kubera characters. Kubera, 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 and Kubera. We talked about Saha, Lila, and Lees. What do you mean you talk about Kubera? Big facts. Big facts. George! I love you too. Don't walk on the computer, okay? Don't walk on my laptop, you fat boy.
Yeah, my lowest rated characters were just like, who are you characters? Like they're just nobody characters. My lowest rated one though that I actually rated, that I didn't just put in the who are you tier, was, do you remember the one half during the stuff where Teo had just gotten taken out, Par went back and got the other people or whatever, and there was this one half that like looked kind of like a lizard or a snake or whatever, and he's like, fuck Gandharva, we gotta kill this guy or whatever, and he's like just rushing in wanting to kill Gandharva without any like planning ahead of time or something, and he was kind of like a douchebag to Par or whatever, and he just seemed like a jerk. That was my lowest rated character, was just this nobody guy that was kind of a jerk that went in the Teo rescue mission group and got killed by Marina.
Okay. Infinite also asked if you can summon any god, who would it be?
Well, I haven't seen enough of him to. This is gonna be the worst take. I haven't seen enough of him to see who's the most attractive yet.
I'm not even mad at that.
Is
I
it
can be for sure.
Brahma? Brahma's the one with the bubble gum and the like sleeping outfit or whatever.
She's a primeval, but yeah. Shout out to Brahma. He was kind of a douche bag to par. Don't pretend that's not the reason he got rated so low.
It might be.
uh,
I don't remember him really. I just remember he was kind of a jerk. He was in that group and then he got killed by Marina. Like that's all that I remember. But I think that's what makes me not like a character is when they're just like a nobody.
that's fair. More than them doing something I don't like. Because even if I don't like you, you stand out to me. But if I'm indifferent or you're not really around, I don't even think about you.
I think it's even worse.
Yeah.
It's even worse when a character's around a lot, and I feel that way.
Yeah. Amigo Chaz.
Like-
Let me stop.
Like if you said no saying a random person, if you're like you have to say a real character, I would say like Pingara because Pingara has been around but just done nothing. I would say a character like that. Or it's like at least Clofe catches a million L's so I can kind of laugh at him and think it's funny. Yeah. Whereas Pingara just hasn't done anything, so he's just whatever, he's just there.
Yeah. I feel it. But
Whereas even characters I dislike or like have reason to complain about, like Rana or Sagara, it's like endearing, endearing that I hate them.
yeah, it's not like hate. It's just like, yeah, I got
It's
you.
like I love to hate them.
Do you have any idea when you think you'll get back to season 3, or this is like it happens when it happens, guys?
See, I would like it to be as soon as possible, but as soon as possible could be like anytime. It could be late this week. It could be another month or two. I have no idea. Because like I said, I have so much anime stuff on the back burner and I really, really want to get that stuff done. And then same goes for like all of the manga stuff I want to catch up to, getting back to MGRP. So it's like I really want to get back to Kubera, but it's just like I have 100 other things I really want to get back to.
Like I kind of feel that because I've been meaning to reread it for like over a year and never got to it. I'm hoping in December I can get a chance to actually reread it from start to finish and take some notes and kind of speak about stuff. Yeah.
I recorded my last read through for Giant Ojo-sama last Monday, and I still haven't posted that. So it's like yeah. I have week old read throughs I haven't posted. I have like 2-month-old reviews I haven't posted. So
I found a script the other day for a video idea that I had that I completely forgot that I made. I'm like, when did I make this? And it was like May. It's like May. I'm like, May this year. What?
Like I have like I think 4 more because I have been busting through posting these anime reviews. I had like a dozen or so recorded that I hadn't edited or posted or anything, and now I think I have 4 left that I haven't edited or posted or anything. So I have those, and then since recording those, I finished like 12 more anime and taken notes on them. So I have like 12 more that I need to record before I can edit or post them. And then beyond that, Saturday night I watched Vampire Hunter D from 1985, and it was so freaking good. I want to rewatch it again, take notes on it, and do a review on that sometime this week because it fits with like the Halloween season and everything.
I should do a little spoopy video. It's a good idea.
So
I never do stuff for like seasons.
That I want to do. Same.
I feel like good content creators do.
Yeah. So I have like all of this stuff I want to do, and I really want to get back to Kubera as soon as possible, but it's like I have all this other stuff I want to get back to as soon as possible too.
Well, man, you get there.
And also,
when you get there.
I mentioned before, I want to start streaming at least once a week. I told you before. That way I can just like update people. I can just talk to people. That way too, if my reviews are taking a while, for something like I just mentioned, watching Vampire Hunter D, if I stream later tonight or something, I could just, give some thoughts there so that like I can at least have my thoughts preserved somewhere before I make the review, just in case the review takes me forever. I can at least discuss with people. In there, too,
We're
if I
ready.
s-
We're ready for Streamer Haku. We've been ready. We're
Yeah,
waiting.
if I stream at least once a week, then like people could just show up, ask me a question about Kubera. I could just talk there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I know like things like Twitter are not as popular as they used to be, so maybe they're not
Yeah.
asking you there. But yeah, Haku of the streams.
That's what I always wanted to call it.
That's a great name.
If I did start up a Twitch or whatever.
Mm. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for coming. I'm sorry that it started off a little rough, but it for 2 hours we were completely unencumbered, so we got through the rough period. I will edit it and have it out for tomorrow, and then yes, tomorrow will be the new chapter and Tower of God stream tomorrow as per usual, and Patreon things, yada yada yada. So thank you guys for that. Wednesday, I'm not sure. I think I feel like playing something, and then Thursday will probably be One Piece if it comes out, if not Friday. So yeah, any final words for the people?
Thanks for having me again, to the people watching and especially to Naya. It was really, really fun. It was good to talk about Kubera, and I mentioned it before getting live with Naya, where I was like, this is good because I can talk about Kubera for a while and I don't have to edit it or prepare anything ahead of time. So it gives me a chance to talk without having to do any work.
George, say bye to the people. Yeah, that's a good thing. George, say bye. I think he said bye. And Cat. All right, you guys be safe. See y'all tomorrow.